I'm going to be looking up the Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Confidence. It's 1-year mission to train the next generation of Starfleet, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to help all go where none have gone before. Words.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Nat 13's Star Trek Ascendance.
Nat 13
The words started going backwards and forwards.
Started going.
You say something back there, Opal?
I'm your Game Master, August Schmidt, and as always, we have the wonderful strike team of the USS Confidence.
Strike team,
welcome! So excited.
I just rolled a nat 20 on my, seeing how my dice
Just seeing how it
today,
goes.
so
I'm
excited.
Kind of a bit of our recap, help us remember. Last we saw this specific crew aboard the USS Confidence starting to get a bit of information and data because, of course, we have just now finished our official final interviews. The strike team has been assembled, and as you all approach down in the hangar bay, Transport 55, to be named by you guys whenever you want, is ripping and raring to go. You also know, as kind of fun from one of the other groups, one of the shift of ensigns have actually outfitted your transporter to be a little cooler than the other, shall we say. Meaning, it will be able to hold 6 seats, of course, unlike the standard 4. It actually is also now outfitted with a Mark I scanning system and a Mark III hull, giving you a bit more oomph and boomf. Top-of-the-line medical equipment, top-of-the-line weapon system. Some pretty interesting modifications were put in there. Basically, so this is more than just your standard small carrier transport. This is something that you guys could actually use. And important to note, we are going to roll some of those stats. Who would like to roll for the shields?
What do we add to it?
Oh, yes, of course. First and foremost, your ship stats. And I will be getting this document out at one point. Just took me a moment. Your ship has a strength score of 10, a dexterity score of 20, thanks to some of the modifications that was able to go through. Constitution score of 14, so of course that hull plating is going to help beef up your total hull points. You do have, unfortunately, a intelligence score of 9, as most transporters are just kind of basically, they're not great when it comes to big computer calculations. That's usually you guys are going to have to do that. We kind of skipped into the next bit of song. A wisdom score of 10, but a charisma score of 14 as well, which is going to help, especially if you need to make interference checks, persuasion, intimidation kind of stuff using your ship.
Your ship is more charismatic than I am.
Your ship is now, thankfully, with their stuff, a tier 2 ship, meaning, let alone the base dice, someone will get to roll 2 8-sided die, 2d8, to help start with how many hull points you've got. Who would like to do so?
Let's roll 7 on a d8.
Sure, 7. 7 plus 2, so that gives you 9. Of course, you start with the base 10, but as being tier 2, you get the 2 d.
Do we roll 2 or 1?
Did you roll 2d8? Yeah, if anyone else wants to do this. Oh.
Let's roll.
What? 4.
I rolled a 4 too, so
excellent. So,
Yep.
6 plus 7, 13, plus 10. You have 23 hull points.
I also rolled a 4.
Wow, it is...
This
is your hull points, okay, we got it. But we do need some shield points as well, because you guys do have a bit of a shield going on. Again, thanks to some of the well-working ensigns aboard the crew. Let's roll. It's going to be the D8s as well. Yep.
Oh. I'll roll one of them.
20. Roll one, roll the other.
8, 7.
8 and 7. Holy cow, you guys got shields for days. So that's going to be 10 and 9, so 19. 29 shield points, which is honestly great for what we would consider a tiny spacecraft.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind, the USS Confidence itself has about 79 shield points. So, like, having 29 just as a tiny little thing is honestly really helpful. You got some good stuff going
We
on,
will
though.
never be lacking for medical or science supplies, though.
With a nat 20, any medicine, medical supplies, any gear you would need, the ensigns of one of the other groups outfit it perfectly well as part of some of their session. Yeah, it was like they rolled plus
It was
like
like a nat 20
Shelby just
plus
gives us the
a
good
big
stuff.
number
Nat 20
plus a bless
plus a bless,
I
a
think
guidance, a bardic. Basically on a 30, I'm like, this
Do I
thing
know
is
what
fitted.
specific ensign outfitted the medical?
I mean,
oh
I was
yes,
there, so I would
Yeah.
be able to tell.
that was Alice Shaw, your old roommate, who also now works in the medical
I'm
bay.
surprised she was only given the rank of ensign.
It's been interesting, right? But of course, you do know Alice Shaw. Her father is Admiral Rick Shaw, so there may have been like that. We don't want to show favoritism, that kind of stuff.
Anti-nepotism. Give them the worst score.
I've literally experienced that.
Of course.
It sucks so much.
Here we
It's
go.
like, how dare you?
Excellent. And of course, as we head off into the vastness of space, we are going to move our way across the galaxy to a starbase. Strike team of the USS Confidence, your mission has just come in. Aboard what is called Starbase 621, or also named Starbase Alkali, just for quick colloquial term, Admiral Asa Muero of Starfleet is aboard. This is need-to-know basis. Only senior-most officers in the quadrant know this. And even among those, they don't know the specific starbase. Admiral Asa Muero is one of the Federation's greatest strategists, having participated in the Dominion War and some of the other big major events of the galaxy within the past 50 years. As of right now, he's having serious lung problems and is in need of not only some scientific and medical assistance, coming in, of course, 3 of our crew, right? But being a top strategist and admiral, they want this really down low with, of course, some of the best to provide, is where then the other 2 kind of come in. So we've got this kind of spread of, we're not only going just because it's a scientific-based emergency, this is still strike team material, so to speak. On your way, it's only going to take you maybe about an hour or so going at, currently right now, you actually did get an improved, you have a class 10 warp capability system, so being able to get to a warp factor of 6. Usual transports, you're going to get maybe 3 or 4, nothing great. Your transport, of course, can do more than the average workhorse, I guess is the term.
Do we have a document for our specific ship?
Not yet. That because we wanted to roll it with you guys, like start getting your ship ready.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. In this moment, as you're heading, all of you would know this kind of just that passive history. Starbase 61 is a pretty cool place, if we're being honest. Excuse me. Most starbases have a variety of beings that live there and work there. This specific starbase is actually one that is used a lot in go-betweens from a lot of Federation ships. In the past, everywhere from the Honshu to the Enterprise have docked there. And it's more that, like, there's nothing crazy special, shall we say. It's not like, oh yeah, this is where, like, cutting-edge technology or people live. It is more of a general, like, this is one of our really nice star bases out in this quadrant. While you are all on your way, of course, is there anything people want to try to, like, prepare action-wise or do before you reach the starbase itself?
I want to try I want to see if I can try and prepare any form of words I'm trying to say, because Eleanor is not a
You're
medical
good.
person, but Val is. I'm going to try and prepare in order to help this to help this officer with his lung problem.
Mhm.
Do we help treat that right away in case if this is, as you kind of said last time, this could be a trap. I don't know
Big
why I said
yeah,
that.
you never know.
A trap.
Here's what I
you know.
will do.
Just so that we can get in efficiently.
For sure. What we can do actually in this moment, because of course, Val, you are playing, of course, a specific medical officer. Shane playing Black Opal, you actually also going into the more science biology, and Dahina going more, of course, also in that more scientific path. The three of you can make me a science check. Each of you will have a chance to make either a medicine check, or if you would like to, what we're going to call a nature check. Kind of in that, like, starting to prep stuff about the Admiral, like, okay, it looks like they're a humanoid male from Earth, so kind of that basic stuff, but seeing if there's anything record-wise that you could prep and do together. So it'll just be a D20 roll, and then you'll use on your character sheet if you either you can choose between either medicine or nature, whichever one maybe suits your fancy of, like, because one could give you different information also. Yes.
This was kind of a joke between Gibbon and I, but I'm gonna get my bag of rats from the little rat, rat cage.
Get your bag of rats.
Get my bag of rats.
I like it. For sure. For sure.
Just a couple.
Just your snacks.
Not 20. Excellent. What'd you get?
That's fine.
7 plus 2.
So plus 2. So 9. Okay.
Got
Goodman.
22.
22.
And I did
Wow,
nature.
crazy. Nature, important. Right now, the Admiral does not have any pre-existing conditions that would lead to any sort of lung problems. From some of the initial stuff, again, not a lot of info has been sent for just security purposes, but it does sound like this is a problem that has just recently emerged. And so, you know to prep between, of course, some of your more, shall we say, basic equipment. You are able to grab, well, of course, tricorders, comm badge, data pads that have everything you're going to really need. And all your basic medical supplies that are on the transport are kind of what you're going to want. With these sign-up checks, is that we're not going to need to, like, pack in any other crazy stuff or big equipment. You should be okay with what you got. It's just going to be a matter of taking our time and really scanning through and making sure hopefully we can solve maybe what's going on. Excellent. Sal, of course, you've packed bag of rats, which is actually pretty enough easy to put in your own little personal carrying case. In this moment, though, I do need to ask. Excuse me. I did not mean to ask. I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
We are going to, quote unquote, defer in this moment because this is going to be a security measure rather than more of a tactical, or in this moment. Sal,
Yes.
you now get the say for this portion of the mission, or when it happens, if you would like phasers set on any specific settings, or if you would like any other specific things prepped.
Okay. And we're just using our little speeder thing.
You've got your transport right now
Transport,
heading in. Yeah, right now it's at, like, because you could also say, like, to Gibbon right now as pilot, like, hey, I want you to take us in, like, stealth, or even anyone else, like, hey, ready up.
Because we're picking someone up, right?
You're heading to a starbase. You're gonna meet them at the starbase.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I think stealth is a good idea.
Radical.
We should probably get phasers ready.
You want to set to...
Kill. Sorry. Wait.
Wow, we're going in hot tonight. All right.
Sorry.
From 1 to 8,
Algier?
right?
Is this a Federation starbase? No.
This is a Federation starbase. Yeah.
All right.
There's basically, you have your choice between, of course, cleaning mode probably wouldn't be bad, but you could set it anywhere between stun up to vaporize, and it's kind of changing just the dice you would use for damage, anywhere between like D4 up to 2D12, which is the vaporize setting of, if you hit with this, it's meant to hopefully destroy something.
Gotcha. Let's go stun for now.
Stun for now, okay. That's kind of free actions, right? Everyone can, okay, we're all set to stun, we're all loaded up. Yeah, Val.
Can I do clearance checks to make sure each of our members is cleared to enter Starbase? Basically, because it's, my logic is because, as L, I know that, there are a lot of strict rules when flying.
Mhm.
just internationally.
Oh yeah.
And I am 100% sure that there are like the same protocols of, oh, you brought an apple from Earth here.
Are they gonna?
Are
be,
you insane? You know, like
Are they
stuff
gonna
like
be
that.
Yeah,
racist to
That is only
Gordon?
if they know that we're
I can look that up as
there.
well. Yeah. No, it's like, are we bringing any
I mean,
animals or plants?
No, but that's what I'm
Back
saying is
rats.
if we're trying to stealth in, we're probably not going through our equivalent of the TSA. Like,
I'm
I
worried about his
think
back
the only
rats.
thing that we
Okay.
should be aware of is that, like, yes, it's supposed to be undercover, kind of like, yeah, like, this person is big important, nobody knows they're here, and we're not supposed to be telling everybody that you're coming here, but still, like, we make sure that we have the proper channel to be like, hey, we are here.
We're not bringing any foreign plants, animals,
changed-
diseases to
Here's the
this
thing.
planet.
I will say, passively, you already are pretty good. Before you guys even got up to the confidence, like, thankfully that's kind of already taken care of.
I have a question.
1 second.
Okay,
Because you
it's
already
about-
were
it's about to.
skipping.
Sal wants to roll insight on this mission.
Okay, go
Just
for it.
to see if I should set our phasers to vaporize.
Or somewhere in
Or-
between. Yeah, it's not like, are we good right
In the
now?
middle.
as
Or in the
I
middle.
mean, I'll defer to whatever you want to do, but I'm always going to vote.
Vaporize.
I mean, that was my.
Gibbon just, please.
Well, I-
Oh, Sal and Gibbon are a bad pair then because I want to vaporize shit.
And that's why it's also, you're technically security, because whenever you go into something, it's that we're a security kind of like led force.
When
Gibbon
shit hits
is
the
chief
fan, that's when I
tactical
take
of
over.
like, yeah, if everything goes wild, it's okay, Gibbon, that's you. Like, and I should say, being strike team, you all have that like higher enough rank to talk amongst each other for whatever you need. So it's just more
That'd
like,
be such an awkward party dynamic if it's like, no, you're beneath me. Don't talk. Like,
how dare you?
That would
Yeah,
be so
right? That'd be
uncomfortable.
wild.
Technically, Black Opal and like the pronunciation of your
Dahina.
Tahina. I thought it was
Or
Tahina. Right.
Mhm.
Like Black Opal and Tahina are technically below us, but Val's never gonna act like that because we're strike team. You know.
Well, and
If
it's
you tried to act above me, Black Opal would not have it.
Oh, I understand. You're kind of that personality, so that's why I.
Well, that's still, of course, all being more, not complete senior officers, but all of you are above the rank of lieutenant to a certain extent, and so it makes that nicer, like, okay, yeah, we all have, like, roles and responsibilities is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Sal rolled a 22. How dangerous is this mission?
It's going to be dangerous to the extent of they wouldn't be sending you in.
Vaporize.
permission to use my other weapons as well.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Interesting. Okay. It's very much on a 21. You get the feeling it's they wouldn't have called us if it wasn't going to be something very serious or possibly dangerous. Anyone in theory could have come, so why us? Yeah. First we'll go Eli, then we'll go L. Or no, L. You did have your hand up first. Sorry. Yeah.
That is fair. I understand that we're getting used to the fact of that we might be as what is the old Earth term? Guinea pig. The guinea pigs.
Those are delicious.
Yes, expendable. Haunts.
No.
You should get your son.
But
Your
but I
delicacy.
believe we can do this together. We all are competent in our own ways, in our own fields. So Al, what is that writing back at your hip?
Rats.
I
Right.
just take one out. Chomp. Chomp, chomp.
I need to do a scan to make sure it's like regulation.
Oh yeah, all regulation. but
Okay,
it's
just wanted
still
to
not
make
like,
sure. It's a bag of rats.
yes.
Which I will roll
What is Sal's rank?
a 6.
Currently,
Chief security officer. Right?
is Chief Security Officer Sal is a commander rank.
I just
what's
gave
my rank?
myself
11
hit points.
Oh, important to know. Oh, I see what you're doing. Is
So
the, like,
are you commander or?
my
Wait, are
bad.
you
Let
a-
me pull up.
I'm chief tactical officer. I have commander rank as well.
I'm
Okay.
pulling up
I'm
everyone's.
commander
I
as well.
completely
Are
just
you-
spaced.
You're chief security officer.
Chief
I'm
security.
chief tactical.
Gotcha.
So
Here we
you're
go.
Are you
commander in
the
security.
way of the monk one? Is that how you?
I
Here
am.
we go. Starting going this way.
There's a
Black
type of monk
Opal,
that when they
you
kill
are
things,
actually
they come.
Lieutenant
It's just 'cause I'm
Junior
a lizard
grade.
folk.
That's
Yeah,
important to know.
I am the lowest ranked.
Lieutenant Junior grade. Sal,
was a little salty.
you
that
are-
the person who didn't even take the test
Oh, excuse
got
me.
a higher grade.
Sal, you are lieutenant. You are a lieutenant rank. Chief tactical though,
Chief
specifically
tactical.
because of
Wait.
this,
I thought you were chief tactical.
He's commander
or
rank.
chief security.
Okay, I was like,
There we go.
excuse me.
Lieutenant, chief security,
Chief
lieutenant, chief tactical.
Gibbon, of course, chief
You didn't have that
tactical.
check, but you
Gibbon,
do
you are
use security.
commander
Yeah, I
rank.
was gonna say,
I
I'm-
messed up on that.
Chief security.
Because then,
Make sure I flip over.
for
Yeah,
Dahina,
also I gotta
you
say,
are
like,
a
they would
lieutenant
have
rank
some
science
stuff
officer,
like
senior science officer, lieutenant rank.
So
And-
me and Sal the same rank.
You are both same rank. And Val, you are a commander rank medical officer because you are right under, of course, the chief medical officer, Jamie.
Yeah,
Who's
so
the puppet,
if the
yes.
puppet doesn't say anything and I say something, do it. If the puppet says something, ignore it.
So in this moment, yes. So
Wait, is that- and
technically,
Val
two
immediately
commanders,
starts
two lieutenants,
fiercely
and
looking up,
lieutenant
like,
junior grade.
Is puppet an
Uh,
offensive term to this race?
No, they're actually a pretty new race, and quick, like, oh,
Okay,
they were
okay.
discovered
'Cause I
what
didn't
seems to
know
be actually what seems to be
Yesterday.
more like about 150, 200 years ago, more back 22nd century. But it's not like, yeah, they've just been chilling because it sounds like this old style when people are making a lot of first contacts, and it's like, oh, well, there are puppets here.
The guy who makes Muppets, all of his creations became sentient.
Yeah.
Jim and
Or they already
Knights.
were. And
Kermit became sentient.
No one's actually sure yet on that one. The most data logs are pretty unclear of if these persons were
So, like,
sentient
are they
or.
related to the Jim Henson works of the
No.
past
No. But yes, that is actually important to know of commander, lieutenant, junior grade. So,
all I know is I know how to fly the ship.
And
I
given
also get to punch
that
things.
is what we need.
Okay, since I have that
You
in
got
Mhm.
this.
now I wish to speak. Lieutenant Sal.
Mm.
I understand that you are sort of in charge of this mission, but I would like to give my opinion. I believe that it may be premature to decide to go in stealth. I think that going through appropriate channels may be a wiser course of action. However, I will defer to your judgment. I just thought I should share my opinion.
I love you, Gibbon.
it's telling me.
If we're going in and people know we're going in, I would
Well, maybe
recommend.
it's stealth, yeah.
I mean, it's fine if that's a good idea. If we're going that route, we need to be even more ready for crap to hit the fan. Because
Yes.
just because of the fact that they're not sharing a lot of information, if we stealth in, there's more. Ideally, there would be more time.
It's a bit of give
like,
and take both ways,
prep.
yeah.
But if we're going in and people know we're going to be there, we need to be ready to roll the second we hit the ground.
But if we go in stealth and we are caught, then we were obviously
bad.
trying to go under their noses, and it becomes extremely
True.
suspicious.
Do we have a is our
Their message to us
Mission-
was suspicious in the first
a
place.
private channel?
Or it's
Is it
inside
go
again.
through this because only you and I will know of this?
Currently,
Starfleet
right
wise?
now, your channels came, of course, from Captain McTavish first, and to your direct data pads is you've yet to establish any channels to the Admiral, as that will be established when you arrive. Like right now, it's like, hey, head over, and to use kind of like our more modern day terms of like, I'll give you my number when we show up. I'm not gonna like give it to someone to give it to you, if that makes sense.
Is there any way we could go in normal but have the ship prepped to jump to hypers? Like, you know, where it's like we go in
Yeah.
and like if something goes wrong, we're
then
just
we can just
gone.
like, yeah.
That way, then
What
we
that
take
would
it
do is,
off of
for sure,
vaporize, but
You could make
maybe
it's
not
gonna
so.
be what's called an astrogation check.
But if we have an
Uh,
hour as we're going, like if we're
Um,
getting the
It's still
calculations
gonna be
right.
like, how close can you get the ship? Like, hey, can we put in some preset stuff of like if needs be?
Mhm.
So go ahead and make astrogation check. It uses a ship modifier. Unfortunately, this is a -1 because it's a transport.
All right.
Use intelligence.
Would that be who would be making that?
That's actually whoever wants it. It's kind of like I would say if you're piloting, someone else might need to say like, hey, I'll quickly
Yeah.
man the other console and start plugging in like a quick astrogation. So it's basically whatever you roll -1 just due to your transport.
It's an 11.
11.
So 10.
11 is not bad. What you would just know is once you stop, you'd have to make at least one more check before
No, you're
warping
exactly
safely,
Yeah.
shall we say. You could still do it, but something bad might happen, right? So
Could.
once you've stopped, it's that if you needed to immediately warp again, you could. It just might get dicey.
Would we be able to do that with advantage if I was helping?
If you were helping, yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
In that moment
Yeah,
of
well,
like,
that
oh
would
no,
be
we
time.
arrived and something's happening. Boom,
Lieutenant
let's go.
Sal, I vote we. I mean, are we already in the ship on the way?
Yeah,
At this
it's
point
kind of
during
you're
this
on
conversation?
the way, getting
I was
ready.
gonna say if we have not left yet, we need to. But
Oh, guys, we
Well,
gotta
let's just say
go.
that because,
So-
the name. Can I put in, it doesn't make the official name, right? But I kind of want to put in, like, the suggestion to call it 69, even though it's not ship number 69.
You
right now.
really
We'll
want
just-
that?
We'll just write it on a
trying
notepad.
to be
Our
humorous.
suggestions. We're not going to put
well,
it in
you
the
You got a
logs.
boat.
big swing, big miss. Says the man who's fully
I
like
reach into my writing
guttered up.
bag
Like every,
Yeah, it's just
like that's not
and
funny
pull
at
out
all.
some
Like-
sticky notes.
Sweet.
I apologize.
ew. Oh, I hate that.
Simply
Wet
attempting
sticky note
to
slapped to
bomb.
the side. Name suggestion 69 question mark.
I have a
Rat
couple
sack.
of recommendations. I think we
If
could
any
call
of
it.
them have your name in them, do not say them.
I was gonna recommend
Gibbon
either
furiously erases half.
the Phoenix or
Okay.
the Magic Carpet, or just straight up the. And I don't know how to pronounce.
Hey, what was the name of the casino
Cochrane.
that we got all this
Cochrane.
supplies at?
Cochrane?
Oh,
The
the
Cochrane.
casino.
What was the name of the casino that we won all of our?
C-O-C-H
We
R-A-N-E. Cochrane.
I'm sorry.
You,
Common is one of
the casino
Is it
that
pronounced Cochrane?
some of the parts for the transport was won at
His
was
name-
officially named
Drop it.
the the.
Welcome to the
The
Monday.
Gilded Tribble was the name of the casino that these parts were won at. As
We won
the
the
other
whole
party did have to
amphitheater
gamble a bit for
and
some of these parts to
some
get
of
them
the
for your
parts.
guys' transport.
at a casino because
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well, but
How
I don't. Do
gaudy
we have
do
to
they
name
look?
the ship before
We
go?
don't-
I think we
no.
can just be ship 55 from
I
the
think-
Confidence. for
yeah, we
now.
don't have to
When
name
you
it
say
yet.
Phoenix
Once
is a
once
good
we
one
get a
to be born
name
again.
that
The mythical
fits.
beast
Yeah, once again.
I go to the sticky note and just write Sal on it.
That was the Phoenix
Gonna write
was
it.
one of the few things
Current
Megan actually
name
knows from history.
69
Phoenix
Sal.
was the first ship from Earth that was able to
Excellent.
hit warp speed.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Phoenix is also dope,
Mhm.
but I like this
Phoenix
one
is
the
dope.
most, and I point to the one I wrote down.
Sal
It's-
wrote down
it's,
Sal for possible names.
I like the bag of rats.
Bag of rats. That
Bag of
actually
Rat
does
sack.
have a bit of.
The rats.
Wait, no. But if
The rat
it's
sack.
gotta be the Baggarat, BAGGARATTS.
Bag of
The
rats.
bag of
The bag of
rats.
rats.
The bag of
The
rats. That's
Bag of
kind of
rats.
fun.
I actually really like the bag of rats.
The bag of rats.
Yeah.
Up and down the list.
Anywho,
That's my
we're almost
second
here.
Right, saving a man's life.
As Gibbon, you take out of warp, and we are greeted.
Sorry, we agreed. We're not stealthing, right? We're just.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
We're going to
did
That it is
while
your
we're traveling. I did want to gather like the necessary information for like checking food, checking.
You eat that rat.
I'm gonna say that's
Like-
all easy, basic stuff to do.
Yeah,
Like
just
our
like the-
survival situation if we got
Yeah.
stranded in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
checking the atmosphere,
No
like
worries.
all of the just like the basic. Hey, maybe this disease came from their food, or maybe there's a pathogen in
I
there.
will tell you this.
There's not
Oh,
ours.
that there's no way to know until you get there.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
no, I was meaning like we have the supplies to check all of that. Just
Oh
like
yeah.
getting it
Oh,
out
that
and
that
ready
was
to
some of that
go.
medicine check beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've already got
Can
that.
we also in that
Like just
checking
pulling it
pack,
out and
Yes.
putting it in my
if
bag.
there's a
You
way
have
to
arrived
set
at
it
the
for a
starbase.
human male?
You've arrived at the starbase.
Yes.
All the prep is now done. I did have a bit of a time to
I
see, like,
think
oh, let's
something
see.
happened in the last few weeks that made us not trust you because we're going through like every little minute detail. Of,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just
No, you're good.
making sure putting it in the bag. There you go.
Overly prepared never hurts. But arriving
The only thing Sal prepared
At-
was his rats.
That's all you need.
Starbase Alkali, Starbase 621. Beautiful starbase that seems to dome upward into 4 little spires on top with ports that stretch downward, almost like that very jellyfish branch. Coming in and out, there's a variety of different ships. You do know, of course, there seems to be civilian transports that come in and out. As on this starbase, there's quite a bit of I think the word we would use is commerce, right? Like, there's different shops, people that have set up. There's actually very popular these days is called a Quarks. Fun little restaurant that has canonically started popping up over the galaxy. It's some pretty fun stuff here at Starbase 621. As you approach, you do receive first and foremost a bit of hailing. Immediately coming on screen is what seems to be a rather interesting creature. They've got a very cylindrically elongated head, eyes that we would consider much more like herbaceous, like very herbivore-like sides, but comes in speaking in what seems to be pretty decent common, of course. Just, welcome to Starbase 621. Can I have name and registrations?
I tell them our name and registrations.
Just
Yeah.
kind of, from the Confidence. Perfect. It seems that you're ready. Please head to Hangar Delta Z, and of course, head your way up to floor 28.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
You too.
Coming in, Delta Z.
A single hand on the back.
You notice that Delta Z is actually a part, or this kind of portion, what seems to be of more Federation vessels. Like, you're seeing not only your transport other ships, there's actually a few other class ships. There is more science vessel. There seems to be kind of those very fun, just like simple speed stuff. There actually, there is a California class ship here. So a couple just little things in and around. Parking into the airlock, walking out, what you know, of course, is the entire Starbase has enough of an inorganic atmosphere that's been created. So, of course, everyone, species that needs oxygen can breathe to the best of their abilities. As going through, you see, of course, people are moving every which way. And as you head toward the lifts, I would love kind of a group perception check as you start kind of viewing the Starbase. So a perception check is just going to be the D20 and using your perception modifier.
22.
22, 21.
Gotta get mine.
We're just like sucking on rats while we're walking.
Yeah, green team.
21.
21, 21, 22.
Also, as part of this
Whatever
perception check, could I
matches
look for a
and
pet shop?
What's a pet shop?
Perception, yeah. So you're rolling a 20-sided die,
Add to your little-
and on your character sheet, you just need to find
Oh,
your
yeah, my
perception
purple.
ability, and whatever number modifier, whether that's bonuses, minuses, and add it to your score.
Perception?
4.
Oh no.
Just 4.
4.
4.
You know, I don't think I've ever been aboard a Federation Starbase before, so it's a pretty new experience of like, wow, there's a lot to behold. 4 is going to just kind of overwhelm you probably this moment, like, whoa, there's a lot going on.
My antenna
yes.
is 16.
16.
It's alright, Grady.
Really good high checks, though, from everyone. As you're all aboard the Starbase, characters of different shapes and sizes move in and around. People are going from different, what we would call restaurants, to different shops. Part of what you know is there is a bit of a pet shop. These do seem to be more classic avian pets. A lot of different, more what we want on Earth to be like, oh yeah, there's birds, there's parakeets, cockatoos, but of course other more interesting and extraterrestrial from our planet style of aviation. Like normally we wouldn't think of a bird having more like paw-like things to grip onto handles. Or there definitely seems to be a bird where its beak splits kind of like in half instead of, or vertically instead of horizontally, so it kind of like caws outward. A lot of interesting pets though, especially that you can find.
Any guinea pigs?
There are no guinea pigs, unfortunately. This one is more aviatory.
That could be the name for the ship. The guinea pig.
The guinea pig.
I prefer bagger rats.
Bagger rats
Bagger
does have a
Rats is better.
unfortunate ring to it.
It
Yeah.
really does.
Really does.
Kinda
Bagger
just
rats.
rats.
Kind of does.
Bagger
Yeah,
rats.
I'm listening to that.
We're not striped team, we're the bagger rats.
Bagger
What
rats.
bagger rats?
Excellent. On your way though, you do see that this Starbase seems rather shall we say,
Sorry.
well coordinated. There is, of course, what seems to be a couple different crews moving in and around. There are what's excuse me. Yes, basically everything you could assume to be aboard like your starship on the Confidence. You see there are like security teams, operation teams, engineers that move in and around, as it takes a lot to keep starbases running. But everyone seems to be in relatively good spirits. It seems to be a great star date, so to speak. And when you make it to the lifts, you're able to punch in floor 28 and head on out.
I'm paranoid at all times, so I'm just gonna say I'm just readying an action, just holding, not like getting my phaser out, but just readying like kind of casually, maybe like resting my hand on it, just aware of.
It's like how I walked around New York City with a clenched fist.
Yeah, where it's like
no.
I'm not like expecting a fight. You know, everybody looks fine, but like we are here for a reason, and like why did they call us if there's so many other Federation people here? You know, so just essentially I'm just trying to mitigate any possible like surprise.
All of you head opening deck 28 or floor 28 opens up, and immediately you can tell that this is kind of like a what we might call like very personal quarter area. There's not a lot of open rooms, but big long 20-foot hallway stretches down. Along the sides there's these fun little conference rooms, and what seems to be at the end of this hallway a very much open like suite hangar meant to be like a living quarters. As you kind of all walk in, stepping out of the shadows with hand pointed like a gun, bang, 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 bang. You all watch Admiral Asa Muero steps out of the shadows. You're all dead. All right, now come on. Yeah. As he kind of lifts, you realize he is walking with a bit of a trip in his gait, but he does not look happy. As he reaches, you watch Muero kind of turn, just you approached the starbase. You responded sloppy. You don't you don't reveal your position until you know there's no enemies on board the ship. Now come along. Yeah, Val.
No, it was like.
Oh,
It
just
was
that.
trying
He
to.
didn't state our. And he's just like, I'm on.
Muero kind of leads you back to his suite area. Entering in, he kind of sits down. Just, right now, you're the ones that sent.
I'm gonna immediately just walk up and like start just detect poison and disease.
Yes. Reflator, of course, you pull out Tricor.
I'm gonna
You
start
go for the
using
as he does,
protocols
or
and starting to treat him.
no bedside manner. Right, get it. Now,
No, sir.
listen. I don't know what you greenies think you're gonna do here, but I can tell you this.
Actually,
I
green.
got something to say to you. I've never seen a more sloppy crew. You just show up, you're just walking around, you're not checking your six, and as he coughs, you watch he kind of coughs into his hand and immediately pulls out then a quick napkin, wipes it. It's been a black flecks that he's coughed up. Just
Sir, will you show me what is inside of that napkin?
it's
I'm holding my
what the
breath.
problem. It's my problem.
I immediately do a
You
medicine check.
casting detect poison disease, no need. Start going through. There is a strong disease currently gripping his lungs. Something very akin to like a fungal infection. What you know with the detect, you use it in the very much like using a tricorder, starting to place it and like get the readings. Right now, this is technically non-transmittable in its current stage. This is a stage process disease. It is in what we would call a stage 3 area, meaning whatever he's coughing out, it is not airborne, so you can't like get that contact sickness, thankfully, but it came from something somewhere. At some point, it had to have been an airborne fungal infection, something he breathed.
Okay. Could I relay the information that it's a fungus?
I've
To
been
the
holding,
to
I've been
to
holding my breath.
yeah, you can.
It's not transmittable at this moment. And then could I use primeval awareness?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Just to
Sure, of course.
aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, undead, presence within a mile. I don't know if this would count as
Some things
anything
have
of
been-
the
yeah.
sort, but just to check to see if it came from something and if that something is here.
What stage is it, and how long do you think it's been in?
It's stage 3, and would I have I mean,
Also, we're not
stage.
saying I pulled
Knowing
Black
it's
Opal
stage
away
3
so we
would
could,
be-
not have him overhear this because you don't do that to a patient. Val knows this.
Well,
you don't have them hear everything
yes,
that's
I
going
see what
on.
you're saying.
No. Say
Let me check on something real
Yeah, I
You
think
guys
that's
are
quick.
with him.
But knowing that it's stage 3, we would know kind of the time frame at which he's had it, correct?
For sure.
And then we could ask him kind of where
Where
he was
he's-
within
yeah,
that
that's
time
been-
frame.
that's what I was
Or
wanting to say.
XYZ. What plants have you been to?
That is what
Mhm.
my
Okay. Had to check something. Your primeval awareness does not give you anything out of the ordinary on the station. I will say you get that there's maybe a little ping of something what we would call draconic, maybe kind of like almost in that way of something more reptilians on the ship. There's definitely some humanoid beings. Nothing though that is going to trigger with primeval awareness of I'm kind of reaching out that very ranger sense of what's in my vicinity.
Yeah.
Nothing currently
I
is
wanted
on
to
the
check
station.
to see if that thing pinged, and then if it did, if it pinged
Uh,
elsewhere.
You can ask him this. You see, he kind of turns, especially the three of you who are now starting to do some of the more up close, let's scan, let's record. Well, that's the problem. I've been on this starbase for about the past 10 cycles right now. Well, and what we would call back in Seoul, about 10 years. I haven't left ever since the Dominion War wrapped up. They kind of put me here to keep me a bit locked up, if you know what I mean.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, you couldn't imagine? Oh, let me tell you something, son. Yeah, you better walk away. Yeah, he's just
Okay,
kind of that very crotchety, calling
so
Can I
after you.
try and do a
The-
charisma check to be the bedside manner for him?
The-
Because
Here we go.
these guys
Well,
are doing tests.
1, 2, 3. In the way I saw hands, and then we'll come back to you, Gibbon,
Yeah.
with 4. So first, 1, Tahina. What did you want to do?
What was his name again?
This is Admiral Asa Mawero.
Admiral Where when does your symptoms begin?
Oh, let's see. I was, what we could call a couple. He's gonna give you a star date. It's gonna give about what we would call about a month ago.
That means
I
he
didn't
definitely-
notice it at first. Thought it was just a bit of a cough. Got checked out, cleared up, but she kept coming back every time I got it looked at. Of course, on the station, we got surgical med stuff on the station, but they never really got. Has a big old coughing fit. Never really got to the bottom of it, but in the past couple while, about a month or so, been bad. Yes, Val, as you're starting to ask questions.
Kind of two things. To each of my party members, I immediately give them a medical mask. 'Cause
Okay,
if
yeah.
he's coughing and it used to be a fungal infection,
Check.
if it used to be an airborne fungal infection, it could get to the stage where it could become airborne again. So I immediately give them
Okay.
the equipment.
Yeah.
I immediately then go over to his bedside, and I basically am trying to be that bedside manner because I want these guys to do tests, and I pull them aside and I say, I want you to get a specimen from his handkerchief, and I want
Already
you to
did.
scan this entire ship. He
I was
contracted it
already
here
about to do
somewhere.
that.
Excellent. I'm gonna go talk to him.
Because that's what I was saying is that detect poison and disease checks within 30 feet of you, and it lasts for 10 minutes. So I was going to take that sample that I had already gotten from the handkerchief he gave us at first, and then use that scanner to. Obviously, it's in him, but then I'm going to check his whole apartment, check to see if it's in the food and if it's coming from the vents,
Still-
if it's,
Yeah.
and then
I think it would be a good idea to maybe go to ops and see see if we can get a hold of the internal sensors of that time when
Okay.
when he started having symptoms and
Yeah.
compare it, run a comparison.
Run across the whole
Well, he
starbase.
just
Yeah.
did use another handkerchief. I have
You
10
want
minutes. Yes.
And he flicks at you.
And I'm going to hand it to you. If you want to run with that, I'm going to continue to check, like, everywhere to see if I can...
I'll go with Tahina.
Okay, so you and Tahina, so you guys can definitely head to Ops to start running some of the more scan checks, running against logs. Definitely, of course, for Black Opal, you can head to. He'll tell you
Black Opal,
personal
will you
suite
have Gibbon go with
floor
you,
I'm gone.
up to
Yeah,
800.
he left the room.
Gibbon left the room.
Where?
Gibbon,
I
where?
told Sal. I'm going to go. Truthfully, I'm passing back through the Federation part to look and see if other people are just like casually coughing. If it looks like something's going around.
For sure.
But really, where I'm heading is I'm trying to see if there's. I'm assuming this is like a big star station, right? There's
Decently big. Yeah, star bases usually are, of course,
the
much
size
bigger,
of a
yeah.
city almost, right?
Or maybe a little bit bigger, actually. if
Okay,
we're
yeah.
being
I'm
honest.
looking
Well,
for essentially the red light district, not for entertainment purposes,
but
to
just
see
more of the
what's-
underbelly.
Yeah, where
Sounds
it's like
bad, where more fluids might be spread.
100%.
Mhm. I would love for
Not like
you.
that. Sick of
Here we go. We're gonna kind of break up. So, Sal, are you going to be staying with Admiral Muero in this point, or would you be like leaving, kind
Oh,
of
is
like?
everyone leaving?
It sounds like
I
well,
am
because right
staying
now
with
we've got
Admiral
you
Muero.
two. Okay, you're staying. Sorry. So you two are heading to Ops. You're staying with Admiral Muero. You're going up to.
Yeah, I'm checking
Suite
his personal...
one,
I'm gonna make
two,
sure that
three.
Patient Zero
office,
does not leave his room, and I also want to tell everyone, like, over a comm, like, tentatively, we may have to put this on lockdown if you do find that
If this
there's
is a
something
big-
going
He's
on.
not patient zero.
I'm...
I understand.
Is
From the
You
place
can-
of contact that we have made.
You can
The
close off the air vents. as
floor
well
that
to
he's
make sure that
We
on
will do that as
air
well.
burn
is... I want to check that
I'm also gonna
first.
close off.
Of just,
For
like,
sure.
see if it's coming from, like...
Sal is still.
Because this
holding
is
his
this his office,
No.
or is
This is like an office. Very
Right.
much. He's not, shall we say, the starbase like operator and captain of
Yeah.
the starbase, but he is that like ranking officer. He's been here for 10 years. It's that like live-in quarters kind of vibe. His
Gotcha.
actual
Still
personal
holding
like
it.
sleeping area,
Everything
personal
over 50 minutes, so-
apartment
Yes.
complex, what we'd call it,
Yeah.
is up 100 floors above.
His
Yeah.
Okay.
bed's not very
Yeah, I
smart.
want to check just
Those
like
brain
his
cells.
office floor, just to see if it's like, oh, if it's an event, if it's coming from like food
sure.
in like a mini fridge,
Also, while
if
I'm
it's
with
like
you-
anything here, and then I'm gonna take that and then go up and check the.
That's gonna
Well, in
stop
the
then. We're
Admiral,
gonna. I'm gonna roll a d4 and we're gonna then
Air vents.
cut to the
Air
splits.
vents to go.
Let's see. We're gonna just kind of say we have 1 going to ops, 2 checking more of the underbelly, 3 heading to personal, 4 staying here.
And can I close off the air vents so we have it circulating within the
Oh
room?
yeah,
but nothing
easy
else from
stuff.
going out?
Easy. You can passively do that. I'll make note. So here we go. That is going to be 3. We will start by heading up to the personal office.
Did I find anything in the where we were?
To just let you know, yes, nothing on this floor at all.
Sweet.
You head up, punch in. It is the 800th floor now, hundreds of feet above. Heading into the lift again, using just great technology, passing through, and you kind of watch as just cityscape and layers flash by and move until, with almost no feeling at all, you have reached 800. Opening up, the first thing you notice, of course, this is a well-decorated personal suite. The floor here is made of that like very nice crystalline glass and inset stone. There seems to be like personal like apartment settings, like where people can have like, hey, this is like almost a little house in a floor, and you can head over and reach his personal dwelling. Upon getting close, the first thing you are going to notice, I will say, as your 10 minutes is almost adding up here,
Yeah.
that
I'd basically just sprint around the room and just try
like
and
run
see,
in, find stuff.
try and see if there's any just like I have 30 feet of distance just to see if anything pings. Well, I still have it going before I have to try and
There
cast it again or
is-
find somewhere else to. Start it.
there is the ping of the diseased fungus in the apartment. You check what looks to be a grouping of small flowers, and inside one of the stems is a bit of a rotted core with the fungus in. Very smart Val already having the mask, so you're clear right now. It is something though that you wouldn't, unless you took a flower and split it open, you wouldn't know. But it's easy enough to say, like, I'm checking these flowers, like, with my ping, like, hey, I'm getting the exact same readings. And when you kind of take the stem and break it with your fingers, it opens up to reveal that black rotted interior stem.
Gotcha. I'm gonna relay that information of, like, hey, I found this flower inside of his place that had the rotting insides. It's possibly that there's a shop that pulled this disease from a... so ask him about...
You relay that information, we're going to cut away.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna say continue flower.
Ask him
Cutting
where
back
he got the flower.
to Ops. Dahina and Sal, you guys are...
Did we just get the message?
The message is going to come, because
Oh,
you're
we're
going to have the ability to get more stuff. Like, the message will come once you've all done so. Well, because you guys will have probably your own messages. Heading on through, walking down, cool metal plated, seeing different faces and persons pass through. Eventually, you reach a building that you know to be the main operations hub. Walking in, you see a pretty small, what looks to be a younger, what we would know as Cassian person, but fur kind of matted. This Cassian looks up and you see, said, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I'm with the USS Conference on a mission. I would like to look at your environmental sensors.
Excellent. Lieutenant,
for the,
yes.
Past month.
It's going to be no problem. She's going to make a check to pull up some of these sensors. That was a natural 4. That will still give stuff. On a natural 4 for a total of 7. I'm so sorry, Lieutenant, but it seems that our sensors have been having a bit of malfunction over the past month. As far as I can tell, it seems like we've just been dealing with a bit of internal power routing problem. They're trying to fix it right now. I'm so sorry, I don't think I can get you the information you really need.
You want to insight her body language.
Okay.
Can you check the, what is it called? What is the word? The transport filter logs? Because when things are transported aboard, they filter out.
For sure.
I don't remember the term.
You see, of course, ma'am. Excuse me. You say start date, this occurring about a month ago?
Yes, please.
We don't have much go through. You see kind of that, like, scrolling across data pad, looking through, natural bacterial, natural virus, most everything's psych. Hold on. Yeah, I've got something coming in. We had civilian transport come in, and a bit of just popped out. A bit of fungal material came out, but it looks like we were able to get most. Nothing big and crazy.
Can I have a pad with those readings on it?
Of course. She can pull out the pad. You just make sure you get that back before you're heading off the starbase, and yeah, of course.
Thank you.
You do the insight.
24.
On the 24, this person, the Cassian seems rather at ease. There definitely was interest peaked, of course, when, like, you tell me to go through, and because it's very much that, like, you're not going to notice anything like that unless you literally look at the date, at the times. And so in this moment, it's very genuine concern of, like, yeah, normally, oh darn, maybe a bit of fungal matter, but, like, when everything seems totally normal, and on that day and time, yeah, I guess if you asked me for it, that's weird. Yeah, go ahead. That's why giving the data pad to you, it seems that this person was like, no, please.
Does that give me did she give me the information for the name of the civilian? the contact information for those people? Did she? Or
Yes,
do I
it
need to ask
does.
for that?
The civilian.
Okay.
There were 5 civilians on the transport. Different, let alone biological races, gender, and age. All of them, though, it seems, have yet to leave the starbase.
Oh,
This
they're
was-
still here.
This was a civilian transport that came in for more like long-term stay or setting up stuff. It seems that like some are like working in different shops now. Some are here for like contractors to bring in to help fix some stuff going on the station. But all 5 still seem to be here.
Do we have their locations, and also do we have the name of the fungus?
The name of the fungus is not named because, unfortunately, unless they were looking for it, it was more just the system picked up and went
That's a fungus.
classified fungi
Do
matter,
we have that
disposed
shown
of.
in
Just
Shane or Black Opal's message?
yes, of course.
You should. Do you. With the transport, would we know where they came from?
No, unfortunately, the transport's going to be a little more
But we could track those people down
and ask them and start talking through. Here we
Can I
go.
get my interrogation
You guys grab the stuff. That
Mhm.
comm is about to come through of like, hey, I've got it. I made the roll. Gibbon,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make me an investigation check. Gibbon. A bit of investigation check to maybe find some of the more underbelly, red-like
Okay.
areas
Just
of the starbase.
On the way, just casually, can I just like pass through and just see if like the Federation employees look like they've been affected? Just a
Oh,
less
for sure. Oh, yes, yes,
but-
yes. That's
just,
going to
like,
be
on my
all
way.
part of the investigation. Passive perception is what we'll call it, of what you're kind of seeing right now.
Okay, my passive perception's 14, so I'll just give you that. And then
Mm-hmm.
investigation for finding the red light district is a 17.
17. On a passive 14, no one else in the station seems to be exhibiting any sort of lung problem. You're actually noticing, like, even to the people of, like, as you're walking through, if someone starts coughing, you can, like, do the side eye, but they seem perfectly fine. You're noticing when Admiral Mawera would, like, have his coughing fit, it was wrecking his body. Like, again, something, like, he wasn't
It's
even
like
able to
people are
walk
coughing
straight.
like they have dust in their lungs.
Like,
He was coughing like he had
weird.
pneumonia.
He had like some sort of
Okay. Yeah, very
stage
different.
3 thing. On a 17, you do spot what maybe is a bit of a tell. There looks to be a person walking out of a restaurant or a store with a bit of a heavy purse, shall we say?
Mhm.
Because again, when you're dealing with everything from like lithium to credits, like depending on what kind of system you use, it's interesting that someone would have a clanky bag of lithium, latinum. Excuse me. That's that lithium crystal. Anyway, latinum on them. So having like a bag of latinum, and like this dude walks out, does the full like, make sure he's not being watched, as he has just exited from a place called Quarks.
Sweet. And it looks like he freshly got that. It's not like he's taking it somewhere.
This isn't like, I'm glad I made a deposit. It's, wow, that's a pristine looking bag, but clanking with latinum right now.
Yeah, cool.
It's
I'm
weird.
just gonna poke my head in there.
Poke your head in. There's a full bar scene in here, very much meant to be a good time. There's a lot of fun games. At the very, very, very back, you see what looks to be 2 more heavy security humanoids that are standing in front of a doorway.
Awesome. I'm gonna walk up to them and hand them 15 gold.
Or Latin, yeah.
Platinum.
Some of yours.
Just give them a nod and go to walk past them.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage, as you definitely grease the wheel, so to speak, with the gold latinum. Or the latinum.
Really? It's a 3 and a 7.
Right.
So that's a 10. Solid 10.
One of them puts out the arm, and you realize it is very mechanical, droid-like of...
My bad. I take off all of my weapons and set them on this side.
Let's
Yeah.
see through.
Glad that worked.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It was that, like, we're not gonna let you walk in with a bunch of weapons,
well,
right?
because I have my spear, I have a hand axe, I have a phaser.
And
I
you're
have...
also in Federation uniform, so it's not like...
exactly. Well, it is floral print.
You did
Nice
too.
that it's a Federation uniform.
Exactly.
Floral.
It was more just the weapon. Like, this is an odd character, and yeah, the Latinum helps, but don't bring a bunch of weapons.
And then once I'm in, I'm just immediately looking for, like, again, if people look sick, but also, like, in more of, like, poking my head into, like, the private areas and just trying to see, like, black gunk. Like, just trying to see...
Gunk, yeah.
Basically, I'm, like, if there is a breeding ground for this stuff, it would be here.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If it's more widespread than we're thinking.
You pump your head in. The tone does shift as you enter in. It goes from that, like, everything's really cool to that very, what we might call the very opium den vibe of, like, there's that smell in the air, that tone. Everyone's a little happy right now. People seem to be really cool. Don't know what that song was. That was not meant to be queued up.
I thought Elle was over there watching a video, and I'm like,
I'm not.
That was
Yeah, cut
weird.
it out. I'm trying to have a good time in this opium den.
This is all I want.
Let me play pretend every Monday night.
You step in. Everyone in here seems really chill. There's some more intense gambling style games in different corners. Every so often, there is both humanoid and non-humanoid that maybe give you little signals. Wonder if you want to head back into a room or so, because underbellies exist everywhere. But after some time, you're realizing you're not finding any black fungal or other sickness down here. In fact, this place seems rather, I don't want to say clean for something rather seedy, but this seems like still that very natural, like, okay, everything here seems ship-shape to the best of their abilities, but there definitely is a vibe here that you've yet to uncover.
Okay. Yeah, can I just run a quick, quick perception check, just to see, like, yeah, or maybe insight would be better, but just like is this just a waste of time? Should I just head back up, or like, you know, essentially, like, do I just cross this off the list? This isn't anything that we were worried about, or is there something to this?
Yes, for sure.
Which one would you prefer I roll for that? Would that be more insight, or?
I'd say insight, yeah. It's that kind of my natural intuition of the scene.
Okay. 17. Oh, excuse me, 18.
I'll say on 18 there's something down here.
Okay.
Like, this is the place to find the secrets people don't talk about. Something's got to be down here.
Is there anybody around who looks nervous? Like you said, most of these people are like pretty laid out, pretty.
Say there's definitely someone that looks way more nervous.
I'm going right up to that person.
You walk up. This humanoid man looks at you, and you notice they've got the very receding hairline, blonde, that kind of pulls back. Just, hey, what can I do you for? You hiring? You buying?
Just browsing.
I can give you. No, I'm saying, like, you need someone. I'm helping peddle if you need a person. No, I know, you know, like a bit of hired gun. You're very beefy. Are you sure you need my services?
Well, I have a little bit of a dilemma I've been working on, actually. Yeah, a buddy of mine, I'm trying to fuck it. Buddy of mine actually, came down with something. And,
no, I can't help you there. Well, we deal in helping people out when they need a little muscle. Unless you want to join us. Is this an application? We can't help buddies that came down with something.
paying?
Starting if you're interested, one job will start you off at 10,000 latinum a week.
Is that more than he's making on?
It's more than anyone should ever
that's
make.
insane amount of money.
Slips or strips?
Of Latinum.
That's a lot
That's
of money.
so much. It's just, but of course, like I couldn't hire you on for a couple more cycles. We would have to have a vetting process. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. If you want to, do you have a contact that I could?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. This is gonna be important.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 say, yeah. Here, listen. Trust me on this. Lay low in here. Just I don't know. Maybe for the next couple hours. You seem like a decent enough guy. We're
Would you say I'm a pretty fun guy?
in that moment, you see something trigger in his eye, and he turns to run, and we cut away. As he does that, drop, get ready to run. We cut back to Moero and
Fun guys.
Val, as you're saying,
I'm
immediately.
totally listening to old war stories. I have got him monologuing. You know.
You got him monologue.
I've got him monologuing. You know, but it's very, you know, like I'm going to take care of you while my teammates go figure out what this
The
is.
Dominion War. People have such weird perception of the Dominion War. They think it was pretty cut and dry, let me tell you. That shit ran all across the galaxy. Don't matter who you are. I'll tell you. My information, my mind. We won at least a dozen major battles. Probably could have been more, except, thankfully it did come to a conclusion. But I'm telling you, that's why I'm here. If they ever need... Go ahead
I
and
give him another.
make me a medicine check.
Yeah. I'm here to
So you
make
got
like
the choke to
emergency
death?
medicine checks and to keep him distracted, keep him alive.
Yeah, no, for
That's
sure.
my and maybe
sure.
in a way, like a medicine check after this to see like is there any way I can stop the growth of this infection?
Go
Right?
for it.
Like
Throw
halt
him in
it.
the oven.
Like I can't destroy it, but can I put it on ice for now, you know? My medicine check +5 is 23.
23. This man's about to die in the next 15 minutes if he doesn't get under
Done.
surgery.
Okay. Sir, Admiral, it is in what I think is the best course of action in order to help you with this. I have to perform an emergency surgery. Are you comfortable with that? And I kind of want to play on the fact I've been listening to his stories to have that trust of I don't want to just knock you out.
No, you're good. Let's get up to... We gotta get to the medical... They've got
we
surgical...
won't get there in time, sir. That's why
actually,
I pull
no,
out
you
everything.
could get
We
there
could
in
get there
time.
in time?
Oh, if you get to the lifts,
John,
Site-to-site
I immediately
transport, you
sir,
can be
would
there
you be
instantly.
willing to wear this mask on the way up?
Alright. He kind of takes it begrudgingly as he's
I
just more getting into that
It's to
pain.
make sure that nobody is hurt. I
Basically...
immediately, as we're going up, is there a way I
Survey
can,
say don't do anything.
contact pumps of medical bay? Like, I
my
have an
own, it's
admiral
just
who needs
mesh.
emergency surgery in the next 15 minutes due to fungal infection.
You up in the
I
bed.
Yeah,
need to be
exactly.
on this team. Is there anybody that could be willing to help me?
In deck 320 medical bay, you immediately patch in through just the general star base. Prepping surgical suite right now, Commander. Let's.
I got you.
You're gonna head. Right now, you're
I-
moving
I-
at half speed as his body is just starting to seize in his lower legs.
Sir, would you be willing if I carried you?
He's having a hard time responding. You might just have to do it.
Carrying him.
Give me an athletics check.
Matt,
How far are we from
Well,
This
I
is
want
while
to
you
know,
guys
Al, I
just
hope
made
you
it to
know,
ops.
but
You just
I
found
think
his
it would
barber.
be so
This
funny
is
if on your
happening.
first real medicine thing, the person died.
Just straight up. Can you imagine? This is my first thing. Oh,
I was gonna be chief
no.
medical officer. I was robbed of the position, and then
And then I dude
Then
dies on me.
yes.
An admiral dies on me.
Before we even made it to the surgery.
Sorry, I don't
So,
want to curse you, but that.
I gotta ask, what is the DC?
I can't tell you
What
that.
did you roll?
Well,
Yeah,
I
we'll
got
do
a 13 plus 2.
13 plus 2, a 15
So
beats
you
the
rolled
DC.
a 13?
Exactly.
And I rolled a 13.
On a 15, you
I rolled a nat 13.
you feel he's got a device in
Nat
his
13.
pocket
That's what I'm trying to.
that you're not sure what the device is. This isn't a weapon, but he has some sort of strange handheld trigger thing in his pocket. Like, you can kind of feel that as you pick up. So I'll give him that 30.
Can I?
Is that a strange handheld trigger thing in your pocket?
Or you just excited to see me? Can I check what that is?
You would have to put him down to check. Because it's
No,
kind of
okay,
like that
we're
natural
going,
when you
we're
pick
going.
someone up or helping.
I am
And it's like,
putting
I
everything
feel
in.
that they've got a device on them.
I patch that through, because it's like, it's probably procedure surgery, like, hey, what does the patient have on them? It's like, he has a device in the upper right pocket,
You
I
just
identify
get to
them
the
on it, so
lift.
I'm getting into the lift.
Or you
Takes
can
you
just snag it as you put him down on the bed.
I could do that as well.
As you
I'm doing
hit
that, never mind.
floor
Val.
320.
No, Val would not do that. That was L, sorry.
You get to floor 320 as immediately surgical suite opens up and just Commander, let's get
Now.
into the bed. On you help lay him down. This hover bed kind of lifts up.
Put him
They
on
start pushing
anesthesia.
down. You know actually at this point it
Should he
may
be
have
conscious?
to be conscious. Another officer right here, one of these medical officers. Excellent roll. Just all right. We're gonna have to prep him to get synthetic lung. We're just gonna have to really get in there. This is gonna be difficult.
It's
We're gonna have
just
to replace
happen
it.
now.
This
Yes.
is gonna have to happen now. A lot of his other vitals seem to be failing. We need to remove the offending organs and
Get
replace
on
them
it,
with a
please.
synthetic lung right now.
As I kind of I'm going to be helping them, right? But I'm also going to be checking in on the Admiral. It's like, Admiral, I don't believe we have time to put you under. And this is where I'm going to play to his ego.
worse in the moor. As
That is what I
may
expected.
have actually done.
Yeah,
So
no, it's like, that is what I expected of you.
give
Are
her
you
knife.
prepared?
You watch.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a sleight of hand. Okay.
Oh, can I? Oh,
Beats
that's
a passive.
L, that's L.
So something else. He kind of reaches up, kind of like on your con. Let him on. I'm heading under, but be vigilant. As he hard coughs, a lot of
I
that
will
mucus
tell them
coming out.
that they will be vigilant.
Immediately, medical personnel siphoning off the fungus coming
And
out.
I don't know if I have to make the checks or if I make help actions, like whatever needs to be done for this surgery.
In this moment, you guys are leaving ops. And a group of civilians walk in, past you back into ops. I would like you both to make me perception checks in this moment. D20, yeah. I'll let you know, actually, most everything should be a D20. I'll let you know if there's ever any, like, random stuff that isn't going to be.
Perception, you said?
Perception, yes.
An 11.
Okay, 11's pretty middle ground. 23. Sal, stop. Sal. These 5 civilians
Are the
have some sort of cloaking on them.
inside?
They are not humanoids in any way capacity.
And there was 5 civilians in the transport.
One of them's got a bomb.
Okay,
Oh, this
I'm
is an
gonna turn
assassination attempt.
around.
Excellent. I need everyone to roll initiative. As you did catch it in time, so there's no surprise going off. Here we go. For
It's a
that
6.
crew.
Ooh.
And for Admiral Muero, he's in initiative.
Can I take the device out of his pocket
Um,
and put it into mine?
device is gone.
That was
Sleight of
the
hand did beat your passive.
Did
As
he sleight of hand?
He
Yes.
took the device before he went into surgery.
Who took the device? The Admiral?
He did, yeah. Again, no one else was there, so I told you he was sleight of handing. When he was doing the combat, you think he took the device, so even when they take his jacket, kind of like get him ready and prepped for surgery, he's going to have whatever this device was with him. Wow, that's really, really terrifying. I rolled really well for all the NPCs. So, did anyone get a 20 or above? Excellent. You guys are rolling hot tonight. What'd you get?
26.
23, 26. 26 doesn't beat the nat 20 someone got, unfortunately. But Black Opal, you will be heading in next. Of course, we've got 23 for Sal. Sal. Did anyone get a 15 to 20 initiative?
I got an
18.
Oh no, guys.
Hmm.
What'd you get?
Oh, wait.
Um,
Wait a second. So I add. Okay.
Yes.
So what was this last thing? That
this
Initiative.
was initiative, so
okay,
still that
wait,
D20.
How many? This last group of numbers. What was the?
Oh,
Between this number and this number. What
this
was
number, if you roll, if you got anywhere between a 15 to a 20.
Okay, I got a 16.
16, okay. So let me put that in.
Can we just have my NPC act like in the same spot as me?
No.
I mean, if
I'm
they rolled,
taking-
if they
yeah,
rolled
I know,
higher
I'm
than
just-
me, have them go first. But like that way, it's like
Your
situation.
16 to
situations. The guy
Hina.
that's running.
The person that's
Did anyone get again? 15 to 10. Oof. Val,
No, I said 18.
you got 18? Oh,
Yeah, I
jeez.
was the 18.
I missed
I'm
that.
the only one left, and I got a
Hardcore.
6.
6.
It just means I go last. It's just like the turn order, but still,
It's rough to be like, ooh, big
But
spread.
since it is split, like where we're not all in the same spot, it's more or less just like, do I go before the person I'm fighting or after? If we were all together, then it would be like a big sequence.
On the nat 20, we are starting this humanoid that was running from you is going to act. He takes the disengage action.
Was he the nat 20?
He was the nat 20,
Bummer.
unfortunately. Nat 20, disengage, runs, bonus action, dashes, and slips out past the door.
Run away.
Get past the guards as well already.
It's kind of that like anyone can leave, but it is that he was running. So it's you lose the train sight as he jumps back out this kind of big door. But that was probably about all his movement, as again, a lot. His turn. Black Opal. That's your turn.
I don't know anything's happening.
You
do
don't know. Everyone gets the comm. I'll say to start your turn of like, I found. So all of you in this moment get that little on your communicator. Black Opal has found a plant in the Admiral's personal apartment with the fungus. What we would call, quote unquote, patient zero or whatever. Fungus has been found.
Cool. Through my comm, you kind of hear like the background noise of an operating room, and it's like, contain the flower, please. Also, we're operating on the Admiral because it's estimated he's about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the room and then seal it.
You go through, seal the door.
Kinda
Object
just
I'll say,
with like
object interaction to just like
a CDC emergency, like, do not enter code of like, hey, seal this door. No one.
No, I think for sure it's like it's more than just like shutting the door. It's like shutting. It's like let's put a lock on it to be like, hey,
Stop the
only
airflow
approved
into the
personnel
room,
can
like-
go in.
No.
For sure.
No airflow out through the vents.
For sure.
Just like lock that up,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to
Just put a little Tupperware over it.
head down and I guess
I have a little mason
ask
jar.
for an update so I can figure out where to go.
You object interaction. Get the update.
The bag rats.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait until someone else can respond then for their turn.
Oh, I told him where I
But then
was.
that's gonna give you that like finish up your turn
I'll
where to
just-
go.
I told him where I was. I told him I was in the operating room.
Well, but like he's asking like any other updates, like trying to
Updates,
figure
right, I
out
thought
where
you
you
were
go.
asking
Yeah,
for-
so
You're asking for updates?
Yeah, I asked for an update to see where I should head because I found the flower thing and I don't know if I should go and follow that.
We have a
'Cause I-
bomb threat.
Yeah, so I'd probably
Whoa. How many people's was the bomb threat?
5 people.
I mean, I feel like Sal's insight is crazy good, and I think I would have made those connections between the 5 people who had who were on the transport
Interesting,
and
yeah,
the bomb.
interesting.
Because my insight, I
yeah.
have advantage on that, and it's a +5. My
So
insight.
I'd
What's your passive?
head down the elevator anyway towards
Starting down the elevator, going from the 800th. It might take you a second, but yeah, you're already on your way down if it's wherever I need to stop.
15
Excellent,
is my passive.
Sal. That is you.
Okay, my passive insight is 15. So I don't know if I should have to roll to, connect the dots between those 5.
I think I always run is if you as a person thinks like, ooh, I think I figured this
Yeah.
out. Your character can figure it out.
Okay.
I'm never gonna be like that stickler of like, oh, you wouldn't know yet. Like, no,
Then
that's totally fair.
I do. Oh, what is it called? I have a specific thing. Because what I want to do in my turn, depending on.
but now you do the update.
Yeah, I will update. Bomb threat.
Bomb.
Bomb.
And I'll
Bluey.
give them my location.
Yep.
Those
Those are ops.
And what is it called? Do I? Maybe that's not this character. Okay. I am going to. Is it just one of them that has the bomb?
Yes,
Did I clock
currently.
which one?
Okay. Middle of the 5, bigger humanoid. Now that you're noticing, like, it's
Okay.
they're carrying what you thought was like, just kind of like a big old like case, and it's not like but it is making flashing noises. Like that's a bomb.
Unless there's a dead man's trigger.
Okay.
As a king.
Yeah. Perceive.
Sal's tongue just like flicks out and licks the bomb.
It's like,
That's a
yes,
bomb.
it's a dead man's trigger.
Yes.
It's a bomb.
I now understand the
Okay.
bomb properties. Yes. No.
I cannot stress enough.
I do want to insight on the bomb
Yes. For sure.
to see like how long we have.
When it's
if it's like
any
a hair
explosive, you
trigger.
should never just jump in. Yeah,
Yeah,
take a
yeah.
moment to like, ooh, what do we do in this scenario?
Okay, that's a 19 and I have advantage on that.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Yeah. So that was a 19 plus 5, so 24.
24.
I'm really scared that medicine in his pocket was a detonator.
This dude is carrying a bomb. It looks like it's not a dead man's trigger, thankfully. But he is not holding the trigger. On a 24, another member of these 5 does have a, like you see, it's very much that classic like I've got the trigger but I'm waiting for it to go off. It is a well coordinated op right
Okay.
now.
I'm gonna stone room the guy with the trigger, so he cannot move.
Yeah. You go stone
Slap him
room.
on the back.
Is that even? I don't think he can even make a save against that.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think so.
Because I use my reaction.
I saw Megan go in there like
It's a
20
wisdom
minutes
save.
ago. I was like,
Actually,
Oh yes. So he has to make a
wisdom save throw.
yeah.
She just
Here we go. Wisdom saving throw from this unknown assailant.
And he would be charmed by me.
What is the
Slap him
DC
on the
he has
ass.
to beat?
slap him on the.
It's a 13.
13. Unfortunately, he rolled a 15, so even with a
Okay.
-1, that's still 14.
What if I have the lucky feat?
You do have the lucky feat. You want to reroll again?
Yes.
Using one of your luck points of the day, like, I really want him to fail this. Here we go. That was
grab the
a nat 20.
One more luck point.
You have another luck point if you really want to use it.
Yes.
Here we go.
I really want to.
I'll do the box of doom.
And
It's
that
getting
20
intense.
is for sure not something we want.
Yeah.
And with a -1, that is a synthetic 1. That does cost 2 of those fun little luck points, though. But you watch
He's
as
charmed by me.
it's a natural, almost like what we consider a pheromone. But yeah, tongue flicks out
Yeah.
as this creature stops and turns.
His ass.
You
Sounds
realize
dumb.
this dude is wearing a mask.
Jail.
What?
Whoever this isn't a humanoid. Like, now that you get that good look, it's, this is a synthetic mask to look like an Earth male. Whatever this person is underneath is not that.
Gotcha. Since he's charmed by me, I'm gonna take the detonator.
Okay.
Because he's charmed by me. So.
He will freely give you the detonator.
Crush that.
Hell yeah, that's
I'm
what.
gonna crush it.
Yeah, don't crush it. That could pause.
Don't do that one.
So yeah, I have a detonator.
Couple things
now.
are gonna happen. So Sal, you do that.
And that was just my reaction.
That was just your reaction.
I
That's
still have an action and bonus action,
gosh.
which I will hold my action in case anyone tries to attack me.
Okay. Oh, smart. So like, I don't want to fight now, but if someone comes at me,
Yeah.
I'll hit him with a stun.
Yes.
Yeah. Or excuse me, right now.
We're on kill right
Right
now.
now, you are technically still on
Vaporize.
vaporize. But of course, this is a bit more
Yeah,
serious.
this
So
is a
that's,
bomb threat.
yeah, fair enough. Cool. You're
Yeah, so I will hold my attack action in case anyone attacks me. I'll also hold my bonus action to Giant Smite.
excellent. So a lot of that internal Gorn, just pure muscle, getting ready to hold and come out. That is going to take us to Admiral Mawero. We're gonna make kind of a general medicine check for him on his
Can I
turn.
give him advantage?
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait because you need it to be your turn first before that can happen. And it's like you'll give it for that next turn. So, general medicine, that is a synthetic 16. Immediately, the surgery's going well, as they've immediately started cutting in, getting ready to open ribcage and just start into this procedure.
And I have let the operating team know with me that this is a potentially toxic and potentially
they have
spreadable disease.
full mask, full
Excellent.
gear. They
Hazmat, awesome.
they're in normal surgical, so even if it wasn't toxic, like that is just standard among Starfleet to be ready
Just
for
saying,
whatever.
like, this isn't
Just
like
bare
normal hazardous
hands,
waste. We
open
can't
mouth.
just
Hey, come here.
like this.
What do
needs
you
to
got in
be-
there? Yeah,
yeah.
like-
no.
Is that your
I
liver?
guess like what I'm saying is it's not normal hazardous waste. Like this might need to be incinerated.
Oh no, they're ready for that. They prep. Val, that does then make your turn. So would you
Excellent.
like to now give the help action for the next set of checks, or is there anything you want to do?
Believe so. Would that be my action?
It would be your action of like I'm prepping my action to
Yes,
just
I
start
could.
helping with the surgery in this moment.
Because I have, and we could flavor it like different medical stuff. I'm so sorry.
I will let you know, actually, being a medical officer, basically these checks are going to work like death saving throws. You need 3 successes for the surgery to be a success, 3 failures, and he dies on the table.
So,
Right now we've had
question.
1 success.
Casting Spare the Dying would not work in any way.
No.
So why do I have spell?
Well, spare the because in like Battleset and Quake stuff,
helps
on a
us.
surgical table,
On a
this is a
surgical
very
table.
careful. Spare the Dying is a quick like, ooh, let's stabilize him. You can't stabilize a creature whose chest cavity is open and a major
Is
organ is
mid-death.
gone, if that makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, no, I use my help action. Help and guidance.
Yeah, for sure. So adding a D4 and of course,
wait,
guys,
hold on.
that will add in.
Uh,
So good stuff.
When did they become actions?
So the help
Rich.
action basically just means instead of doing anything else.
So
on your turn,
anything
They
else you
have
want to
advantage,
prep
so
Val?
they can roll 2d20 and take
Yeah,
the
just
better
basically being able
roll. So it
to
just gives
help
them
him,
better
give him that
odds.
extra
And then
D4,
guidance is
Let's
the
help
middle.
out.
and then
Lets them roll a d4 and add
contact,
that to their checks as well.
my team that he had a
I'm so confused. With
metal device on him that I no longer see on him.
I mean, you did get bombed over the.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying like if this
Yeah.
is all related.
I've got a metal. He's got a metal device. Just letting everyone in on that info.
I
Excellent.
don't know what it is. I don't know if I need to take it from him.
And
Excellent.
you did. He did say something about sending people in over your comms to somebody. So
Here we go.
he could have been like in with these guys.
I wonder if the disease is making him be in on it.
We don't know yet. Val, excellent turn though. Starting to prep a lot of big medical, like, hey, I want to help out, do all these checks. That makes the unknown assailants. Right now, you have the trigger.
Yay.
The other 4, you watch the one holding the bomb stomps, realizes you have it, and almost instinctively, because for better or for worse, is going to throw the bomb into the ops building. That's a success on a synthetic 15. Throws in. You watch as it sails through. There are 5 of them. So 2 are turning. You watch as they're not doing anything yet because one of them is going to shoot the bomb. Try to get to blow up. Does have to, of course, hit. So actually, we're gonna let this be in the box of doom.
I mean, I was holding my attack action.
I do have to clarify that you were holding it in case you got attacked. This was that like I'm shooting just a package flying through the air. So it's a bit harder to check though. It's harder to hit a sailing object.
I do have an action surge though.
That's
Sorry,
on
past
your
your turn though. It's got to be on your turn.
Ah.
That will make a synthetic. Wait, +5 because he's marksman.
hold
Um,
action, then action surge, and hold
You actually can. It's again part of if you ever want to hold action, be like, I'm gonna wait to do something. You always have to at least say it. Like, ooh, I don't want to do something yet. Could I wait? You always have to say it. That is going to be a 16, which will hit the package.
Well,
But it has a damage
Um,
threshold, I would assume. Because objects have damage thresholds.
Would you like to know
In the
the
world of
damage
D&D.
threshold of a bomb?
For it to actually do damage!
I'll be fair. No, I'll be totally fair.
What
You're
if
right.
it just like shoots the
Yes,
timer?
no, I think that's
Yeah.
good. Right now, they're using a form of phaser, which is currently in about a mid setting with a D8. I have to roll a D8. We add 3 to whatever it is. So in theory, if I roll a 1, it does not beat the damage threshold of 5 for a bomb. It's entirely possible. That is fair enough. You've rules lawyered this very well. There's always a damage threshold.
I'm not there.
But there's always a possibility. Here we go. D8.
He just hits the handle.
That
it a
was
2?
an 8.
Yeah.
That
no.
was full
Sorry, guys.
damage.
That's just
Um,
right on
Important
the
to
money.
note, thankfully, because he threw it, neither of you guys are going to be in the explosion race, but the explosion does rock inside
Man,
the ops building.
Sucks for that, like,
The Keishian that was
lady
inside,
that
it
we were
really
just
like
talking to.
just talking
She
to.
dead?
Dead as hell.
You don't think
That is how.
we don't know
That
yet
is-
because it's the explosion.
Damn, she's
That is
Fire
real.
immediately roils out and rips up the side of this building. Alarms are going off now immediately in the distance. That was bomb guy,
Now you don't
trigger
need
guy's
to-
charmed.
Just realized I'm
The
holding
last
trigger.
two.
Yeah.
Here's what they're gonna do. You watch these other two stop. They immediately reach in under their devices, grab their comrades. The one who's charmed can't come along, unfortunately.
I'm gonna grab the
Trigger a
one.
device, disappear before your eyes. The owl, four-armed
Fucking knew
assailants
it.
appear in the room with you.
I turn the surgical team. I'm like, don't stop! And I immediately take out my phaser. That is such disintegrate.
One's
Vapor.
unfortunately, you were holding action to help with the surgery. You've just like prepped
I am
and sanitized,
fully
and you're
in
in
there,
the surgery. You watch because out of the people in here, a gun's pointed at you, a gun's pointed at, or two at the other surgeons. One's pointed at the admiral. Important to know. It's not like oh no, they're in. One is pointed on the surgical table. When this happens, each of them rip off these masks. You see, based on historical, just quick information, we would call these Jem'Hadar. They are. I'm gonna
I'm
kind
so
of
glad you're part
quick-
of the party.
Jem'Hadar
It's just like
look like this. What are they doing here? I know, right?
These are lizard people, guys.
These are a form of
Scaly.
genetically engineered reptilian-like humanoid species, but
So
they
they are
are
like your homies.
not from this quadrant, right? What the hell's going on? As immediately each of them just release the admiral to us. What do you say?
You're in his chest cavity.
Yeah, right. It's-
Hands,
this is.
elbows.
They may not have expected it to be actual surgery yet. It's a bit interesting. Like, what's going on?
Oh god. Just kidding.
And may I ask why?
Just kill him.
You see,
If they want
he is coming with us. His mind is valuable.
May I ask why?
That is not for you to know.
May
At
I
this
ask-
point,
Why? I'm gonna keep pulling this shit. No. Okay,
Ready?
but
Ready
the
for
main
this?
thing, as they're gonna go, it's like I
You're-
do have a duty as a doctor. It's this thing called
over my dead
confidentiality
fucking
law.
body. Moero reaches the thing he was holding. You watch as he pulls it out. It looks like a little keyboard. Presses it. In the hallway, you watch a little hologram starts appearing of what looks to be an Andorian woman in full battle armor with a phaser rifle. Immediately turns though and points it into the building. I need everyone that's going to be in that room to make a dex save. As this,
Even him?
whatever this little thing just appeared, a lot of health actions just went off at once. Muero, unfortunately, is making his disadvantage.
Hey, are these one of those surgery tables that can collapse down?
It is, yeah, no, like
As
it's
I
got
go down, I'm willing to take disadvantage on my stealth if I can make sure that he is out of the line of fire.
for sure giving him full cover of like I'm going to take this table, put it down, move my body. So rolls yours with disadvantage. This is going to include, though, of course, the four
First one's a nat 13.
the four Jem'Hadar that are in the room.
Disadvantage, that is the nat 13.
Nat 13. 2 11s, a 19, and a nat 20.
Plus
So
2, so technically 15. But, you know.
15. DC was only 13 for this check. 2 fail and immediately are riddled up. And they are going to run and just block the door. Some of them have just like immediately closed door and kind of like barricade.
So I'm doing that, yeah.
2 though get with the 1920, they're fine, and so there is still 2 that are able to keep guns trained in this moment.
How big would you say this room is?
The surgical room currently is about a 30-foot by 30-foot room.
So when they appeared, how close were they to Val?
Oh, like right on top. They were
Looks like a
appearing
gun
right
to my
around
head.
the surgical table, and it's like, oh, quick, here's the dot. This looks like an op thing going on. Here we go. Jem'Hadar, sorry. I thank you for your patience with that. That was a lot happening on their turn because the Jem'Hadar went in.
You get an
Mowero
opportunity attack
triggered.
on ones that ran away from you.
Hey, I get an opportunity attack
Oh,
on those that ran away from me. Phaser, bam, bam.
Phaser. You can shoot one of them, of course. So, well, because
you only get one
Yeah, you
reaction.
get one reaction. so-
one reaction. Yeah, that'd be broken if any creature that led just shoot again.
I'm just like, I'm gonna shoot him! You have the opportunity
What
attack.
would my
Take
stats be for shooting a phaser?
It's going to be your dexterity and your proficiency. Every member of Starfleet is proficient with phaser.
Okay.
I mean, you all went through the academy. You're trained and
So
took
plus
classes.
2 plus my proficiency, that's going to be plus 4.
So far,
That is going to be 21.
21 will hit the armor class of this Jem'Hadar.
Excellent. There's a thing called confidentiality laws. You know, and I just shoot him.
This Vulcan just... go ahead and roll set to vaporize 2d12 plus
So-
dexterity. This is insane.
Yeah.
First one's an 11.
Yeah.
That one's cocked.
Yo.
You know what? I deserve it. The next one is a 1.
Nice Cochrane.
Next one's a
Wait,
1.
That's not a D20. Oh,
That's a
wait.
D12.
A d12.
I thought you
No,
were
but
rolling to
so
hit.
then plus my proficiency?
Mhm.
Okay, so that is going to be 14 points. Nice dice.
Not down, but you watch as
Come on.
very immediately badly bloodied as this Jem'Hadar full side of the chest is just vaporized and immediately doubles over in pain as you just whip, boom, shoot.
As I do that vocal interaction, I don't even I kind of look to the surgeon. I'm like, keep going! As I...
The last Jem'Hadar that has an actor is going to press the gun right up against it. Shoot again and he dies. As it full standoff immediately takes as outside the
This poor
door.
surgeon's probably just
Whatever,
I feel so bad. His hands
whatever
are just like covered
you
in
hear that
fungus.
doo, 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 as some sort of blast of fire is happening outside the door.
Feed them the fungus.
Feed them the fungus.
I mean,
That is going to
no,
make-
that would actually be
That
against
is
a lot of regulation rules.
That would yeah
would be a lot
that would
more
cause
crimes.
problems in the full
That would-
campaign.
that
Don't
would
do
be
that.
More crimes. And I don't want to go to a tribunal, so.
Dahina, that is your turn. So you and Sal have one of these charmed, which
He's
actually
charmed
makes
by
sense
me.
as a Gorn, some of your reptilian pheromone actually seem to lead way to helping
Hey, yo, pheromone?
pheromones. But
You know,
yeah,
like how lizards and birds get really fluffy or whatever. when
yeah,
they're,
the kind of like scale muscle where you kind of move up. So you're watching
get some frills out. Or
this
whatever.
masked
that's-
dude is just like, or no, they do have horizontal eyelids. So Dahina, what would you like to do in this moment? Because you just kind of watch this like, oh no, they just transport up and in. We got this guy.
Oh, God.
What's your
I'm
thought
exploring
process
this
right
one.
now? What would you like to try?
Okay, so has the ops already blown up by my turn?
Ops is just blown up. Yes.
Could be people to save.
There is, yeah, that's kind of that.
Me kind of reverting back to the superhero campaign. Save the civilians.
Civilians, yeah.
Civilians!
We did
You
just
know,
do
we
a
just smashed
whole.
the superhero campaigns. We're like,
I
guys,
know.
the civilians.
I honestly have no idea.
It's a lot right now. Yeah, this is one of these tense scenarios.
We could.
What abilities? Like, what's your class? What kind of abilities do you have?
Yeah,
Wizard
It's
spells.
wizard.
So, depending on what
It's
spells you
wizard
have,
time,
you
motherfucker.
could decide
It's really
You could figure out if
ask
the little.
Elle to help.
Elka
Because
to help
everyone
take a
else
look at
just
spell.
teleported away, but this guy's still charmed, so he can take his form of transportation, so he can't just run away from us. And we
And
can
you
interrogate him.
could possibly just use that same
Teleport.
to
Get to-
zap
Yeah, use
yourselves
the dude's
in.
teleport so you could get there.
But if you, Elle, if you want to help
Yeah.
look at the spells just to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the wizard.
Someone's got to keep battling for me, though.
Okay. What?
It's Pokemon.
I don't know how to play Pokemon Go.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Shane. Okay,
Maybe
so
we play one game at a time. We are currently.
Yeah, Elle,
was,
come
hey,
on.
when I need to be
Listen.
here, I'm here.
You're good. Well,
The ADHD is real. It's all good.
ADHD.
So,
Oh,
right.
You didn't
We
help.
didn't.
Yeah, we didn't get to
So
that.
sorry.
oh
Okay.
no, we can figure this out. No worries. No worries.
Normally, so spells,
Go to RGP bot and they know what the most
Yep.
useful spells are.
I would say for this situation though, just
Fireball.
You
Then-
could
then-
rely
then
on
they
more
have,
of,
like-
instead of spells, D&D, you can rely on some of your more
Would
Trekkie and
phasers-
Starfleet equipment, phasers, tricorders, combat, which are stuff that you have more intimate knowledge of in this moment. Because right now,
would-
kind of the
would
main
they-
objectives, if we were to put in big, is right now there is some sort of trained Jem'Hadar up in the surgical suite, trying to, what looks to be like, trying to get to the Admiral, right? There is, of course, a Jem'Hadar here that you could start maybe talk to, interrogating, trying to figure out what's going on. There is the ops building that is currently on fire, and so it could be that classic, like, maybe we need to figure out who we can save and fix. And that already gives about 3 really strong options that you could look at, of like,
Okay, what was that first option you said?
the first option is heading towards the surgical suite, because again, combat is being up. You can free, like, they're up in the surgical suite. Like, you could start running towards the lifts to be like, let me try to get up there too. You could choose to stay here, kind of like where Sal's right now, and be like, let's interrogate this guy, figure out what's going on. Or be like, ooh, maybe I should take care of, like, the fire going on with the ops building, of, like, everyone in there, and if there's any help I could do there.
Is the fire suppression system working?
Currently, it has yet to kick in. So, there might be a need to manually override. Because, again, if it doesn't kick in fast enough, that could be really harmful.
for the entire starbase.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's what I'd like to do, is try to get the fire
Oh, yeah,
started.
yeah. So go ahead.
Fire alarm.
Well, yeah, you're going to manually override some of the fire suppressants.
Go to the nearest console and try to.
Go ahead. You're going to give me just what we're going to call traditional sleight of hand check. So it's your D20 plus your sleight of hand modifier, because you're going in and how fast and successfully can you input the authorization to get this going.
So what number do I add to it?
The D20 plus your sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay, that puts me at 20.
20.
Plus 3.
20 is the DC needed exactly. Well done. As it was going to be a tough thing, because you immediately come over to Hina and realize,
What did you choose?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it? It was a custom one, like nature. But
No, we were going to do that and then we couldn't figure it out. So
Maybe
we
It's
we
all
can
good.
handle the spells after.
we'll do the
Yeah.
spells there.
No, I'm still willing.
But
to
you
help.
go in, Dahina, looking at the computer screen, everything's going on. The reason nothing has kicked in yet is because that bomb was more than just fire. It did send off a bit of that EMP kind of shock to stop the system. But with the DC 20 immediately keeping cool, set in the right override authorization code, and you watch as suppressant foam immediately starts going in, which is going to help. It's not going to spread to the base. Excellent turn there, keeping the fire at bay.
Bonus action. Anything like that?
Bonus action. Well, or bonus action, you could maybe start movement running back somewhere if you want. Kind of like, that was your big action, but it's like, if you want to start running somewhere, you could in this moment.
I don't know where I would run to.
Be a hero.
Totally
Save
fair.
some people.
I think it's too
I
late.
think fire
honestly.
suppressant
It might be
would-
too late, yeah.
Yeah.
And fire suppressant is already solid stuff.
Yeah, and even if somebody was gonna run into the building, I'm not the person to do it.
That's not me.
You
Uh,
know.
yeah, I feel
I'm
that.
just a
Get Sal, the big beefy
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, right,
That's
like,
what I was thinking.
Hey, maybe the Gorn could go.
Gorn.
Here we go. Dahina, excellent turn though, for sure.
Thank you.
Gibbon, that brings us up end of the initiative order. You have just watched Weird Dichotomy as this random dude ran off, and you're at the very end. What would you like to do for your turn?
So can I still see him? Like, is he just like down outside of this back room?
It's more
or
he
is
has just turned the corner through the door, so it's like you would have to at least move to try to get up to where he just was.
Mhm. And he's 60 feet away from me because he
Mhm.
dashed.
He did dash.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think. First, before I start running, I'm just gonna yell because he's only a few feet past the security guards.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna yell out. I would say it, but I don't know. Like, essentially, like he left the den without pay. Like, you know, he's stiffing us or something.
He's stiffing me. Yeah.
Just trying to see if, like, the robots
Could make me a
react.
free persuasion check. Yeah, like, hey, that dude didn't pay for his
17.
opium. 17. Immediately kick in. It's that classic, no, yeah, we're not going to let anyone leave without pay.
Mhm.
They're going to kick in and top the order. They'll help try to grab him, too.
Alright, and then I'm going to dash action, run, get up right next to him. I'll say I use my bonus action to grab all my gear again.
Easy stuff. Like, at the door, like, grab it.
Yeah, or if you'd let me rage and just free action grab my stuff, but it's up to you because it's
You
like
know,
3
I
or
think
4
I'll allow you to
guns.
rage.
Okay.
Using kind of that barbarian, I want to rage, get mad,
Yeah, so I pop into my rage,
stuff on.
and then I end my turn.
Excellent.
I will point out though, I am technically in his range again,
Exactly.
so I'm right up on him.
As top the order, he will go first on the nat 20. Before just that natural 20 count, which is going to come later, of like when the guards could help. He is going to, yeah, he has to
So these are all
disengage.
And we could probably do it after.
He runs in movement, and he is going to bonus action hide in Quarks right now. In this kind of bar. In Quarks, he's going to make his hide. That will be most of the passive perceptions. You watch as he does that classic, like, he comes in, steps up to a table, turns, moves into a bit of a crowd, and is hidden. You know, of course, the size of Quarks, there's no way he's already left, but he has just hidden himself amongst the crowd here of what's going on. Because that was a pretty impressive. So that's going to set the DC need to find him. Black Opal. You are on the lift going down, which works to your advantage. In this moment, you're going to hear everything kind of happening on comm. Again, Dahina just got the first person off. Gibbon's chasing a guy. Sal's got one of these assailants charmed. And Val is in the medical bay with all of these dudes. If you'd like, you could stop the lift at floor 320 to just be at the surgical suite, or you could continue down if you want to go help someone else.
I have a feeling that Gibbons can handle one measly little dude.
A lot of confidence there,
And
Gibbon.
you just condemned me to die.
Yeah, watch as he gets
Oh,
Say that
stabbed.
about Toast Boy!
I did say that about Toast Boy.
This is
and
the
he
same.
died.
Toast Boy all over again. Toast Boy's got this. Boom. Oh, no, Toast Boy. That was
We
amazing.
did just have a bomb.
Deep cut, deep
The
cut.
bomb's already gone off. I'm
Then
fine.
you were good.
Yeah, I need to stop saying things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just stop at the surgical suite.
You stop in, and as the door opens, you see this Andorian just is firing at the now barricaded door. As this happens, go ahead and give me a perception check, I'll say, as you...
It's 13 plus 5, so 18.
18. This Andorian is not real. As every so often that kind of frame rate catches, this looks to be a hologram. And it's almost more like just a turret with a hologram attached to look like a person. Because naturally, you're not, if you know it's a turret, you look down and shoot a turret. But if you're looking at a hologram, or what you think is a person, you would shoot towards the head and chest area for natural. It's kind of like a bit of self-defense. You're not sure what this is, but you've at least identified it's not a real person in this moment.
Alrighty. I am going to... So these doors are basically barricaded. Can I see inside or no?
Right now, not really seeing inside, unfortunately.
And how is this turret doing in like unbarricading these doors? Do I think it would be faster to let it just do its thing and
You might be able to help it out if you were to start damaging. Because again, this starbase was made to withstand a lot, especially in areas like a surgery suite. If the turret keeps going, best estimation maybe a round or two, but a lot could happen in that time. If you don't help it, there is always that possibility. It might need to cool down, and so maybe it's like you take up when it cools down. So right now it could be you could hold an action and be like, I'll help it if something happens, or you could just choose right now and be like, I'll do something else completely because I'll let the turret handle it.
okay. Can I see if there's like vents around?
There are currently vents around. Unfortunately, most of them have
Very
been
small.
closed because Val has been taking that time. Well, because you all did, and that very smart, like, wherever
It's
we
very
go with him,
boring.
let's make sure to keep vents closed. Let's not take precaution. So it would just be action to start opening back up vents in that case.
Gotcha.
Jeffrey's tube.
I don't know what that is.
Maintenance. They're maintenance tubes that go throughout. It's separate from the ventilation system.
I'll do that.
Go for it. Go ahead. Make me quick investigation check
Practical
to
knowledge.
practical knowledge.
That's-
Teamwork.
I had
Teamwork.
no idea
Emily.
what a Jeffrey's
18?
tube was.
Yes.
You
Is
find
that a real thing, or is that just Star Trek lore?
It's in the show.
And
Star
look,
Trek.
they have a
Yes,
lot of
Star
them
Trek.
on the ships. It's you, Black Opal, snug fit because you are a
So
beefier
practical,
dude.
nerdy knowledge.
But you
Yeah.
crawling,
Star Trek lore.
it might just take a
Jeffrey
turn.
Lore.
But you think you
Lore.
might be able to crawl completely into the surgical suite.
Okay.
That's Data's evil twin.
Would I be able
I
to
freaking love that.
bonus
I
action
need to
dash
watch
to
Star
just
Trek
get
now.
like
So
right
you
up?
catch up with the.
Oh, I was
Or-
assuming, yeah,
Your
bonus
phone.
action dashing. So on your next turn, it's like you'll be able to, again, bonus action dash and like hop in if that makes sense. Yeah. Black Opal, you are crawling in the vents, my guy. Well done.
In the Jeffrey's tube. The Jeffrey's tube.
Sal, I believe that makes your turn then this moment. As Black Opal, you
Cool.
hop in, start crawling. Sal,
Did I see where the other people pulled out their little?
look like inside of these kind of jackets they're wearing. Something
I'm
like.
just gonna look over at
Oh.
Tahina. I'm gonna grab the guy. Maybe you should grab this guy too.
Okay.
I'm gonna press the button.
I
Alrighty.
relayed that I was
Oh yeah, in Jeffrey's tube,
before I
I'm
crawled in the
Yeah.
Jeffrey's tube.
So in
Just in
case
case
so,
you get stuck.
don't worry, guys. Let's put fire in the Jeffrey's tubes to make sure no one get. Yeah, right.
Guys,
Here's what I need. 3 of you are grabbing on. Oof. That might cause a problem. I'm gonna make a pure luck check
They all gonna splice.
because not splicing. Only one might go along because
Okay. Well,
this device
I'm the
isn't
one
meant to do
grabbing
3.
the device.
You're the one but because you're grabbing the device and you're close, it's out of all of you. There is a possibility that the Gentadar is left behind, if that makes sense. It's 3 people can
Okay.
really only take 2.
Should I?
So
Maybe maybe I should have insided that before I
You're
Break
good.
his knee.
break his knee.
please don't do that. Please don't.
Okay, wait. I need to
wouldn't be going
reevaluate.
anywhere.
I need to reevaluate what I want to do.
No, you're fine.
Send it.
I want to see if he has any weapons on him. First of all,
Gotcha.
does he have any weapons on him?
He does. He has a phaser rifle strapped. It's kind of like on the side where it once revealed he has a phaser rifle.
Giving that to Tahini.
Tahina, you grab phaser rifle. Excellent. It's basically the phaser stats, but doubled. Because
It's
rifle.
like aim and shoot if he moves.
Yeah, that I'm gonna just tell you to shoot him if he moves, because we need information from him.
Oh yeah, held action. Like
so,
all right.
so definitely keep an eye on him, because the charm is going to end very soon, and I mean I'm going to leave, so he's not gonna have anyone to charm anymore. But he doesn't have a weapon anymore, so that's yours now.
Oh, I forgot to put this in the place.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I literally was like, the doctor's here? No,
What is this, 2014
Sal is being
Tumblr?
so
Yeah.
dirty right now.
I feel it. So,
Um,
you ready to hop in?
yes. So I will just go.
Okay.
leaving
But
Tahina.
Dahina, you have, of course, the right. It's easy enough to be like, It's very unlikely that this dude
before-
could do shenanigans. So.
Before I go, you thought you said no shenanery.
Shenanigans? They have some
Um,
bananigans?
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans.
Bananigans.
Let's see. Okay. So I have an action and an action surge. I'm going to use one action. Let's see. Hold on.
See what's about to happen.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my actions on this guy, and then I'll action surge for an action once I get teleported.
Yeah. The colloquial term is, I'm about to get shit on, I believe, is what you're saying. Yeah. You definitely can use the action to grab the item.
So I'm going to action stab him
Easy check.
with a fire rune. So he is shackled to the ground. Well, he needs to make a strength save.
Oh, hell yeah. Strength save.
I
Do you
love
remember,
those.
they're a bit better at strength, right?
What is the DC?
Oh, that may have done it, unless you want to use that last little... currently, that is a synthetic 16.
Okay. Last lucky.
Last lucky.
What was that?
That was a combined total of 10.
Let's take it. So he is now restrained. 2d6 fire damage.
Yeah, that's rough.
And he will take 2d6 fire damage at the start of his turn as well.
Right, yeah, it's a bit of that.
So that is
Lasting.
26. So
How
7
did you restrain him? I'm confused.
with fire.
Part of her class, kind of like Wizard, what we'll figure out in the
It's basically
in
shackles.
break. It's kind of like I can make quick shackles. She's got some of these like runes to be like I can charm him real quick or shackle him real quick. Because Wizard will look through. I even got like fun spell cards of like you can have some of these of like these are my like personal spell stuff to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm flavoring it as like I have
Basically, just
a magic dagger that I just
Kind of like
stab him
how
and,
Elf,
like-
as playing the owl, she's got more like cleric. I've got more healing spells, more healing items. Lincoln playing Gibbon's got like rage battle stuff to like hit harder, stronger. Sal's got these like it's not only a fighter but like these fun runes to be like I can specifically help shackle, which we're reflavoring in this point also as like
Because
full on just
traditionally it's like high fantasy, so like this would be like I cast this cloud rune,
the rune appears.
this fire rune, and then like
We're
these
reflavoring
shackles
as
come up.
Sal pulls out
Or,
of
like,
rat bag a bit of like metal
reflavoring
and
for-
just like staples around one of this dude's feet just to the ground is how I'm flavoring it, and so just cha-dunk, and just like puts him there for now.
Okay,
he's
so
not
that
there.
is
one
attack
action.
action number 1.
Yeah.
Then I will
on the name
press the teleport
the
and then
gem.
action surge.
Val,
Gem.
You're
what's
sitting
the
here.
name?
Sal has just appeared.
Yeah.
The Jem'Hadar immediately just like put phaser rifle right up close to Admiral Moero's head. You see, you gotta do it. I dare you. And mid surgery, he is just ready
And
to
can
go.
I have a surprise because
I'm gonna say you will get a surprise attack because they were not expecting a Starfleet officer to appear next to them.
yeah. Okay.
They were expecting maybe their friends, but not you.
I'm going
Different lizard.
to bite him.
Just
I'm gonna chompa.
Chomp his hand.
heck yeah.
And
Go for it.
since it's surprise, that means advantage on.
It does.
Okay, that's a. Well, that's a 21 without advantage.
21 will hit this dude.
Okay. Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 5. That is 7 points of damage plus a d4 of poison damage because of that fun little thing we discussed where I'm a poisonous lizard.
Little bit sprinkling a little extra
so
in
that
there.
was what, 7 points of damage plus 2 poison
Gosh.
damage.
So 9 total.
9 total.
Jeez Louise.
And I'm gonna. Did I use my bonus action yet?
I don't believe you have. No.
I'm gonna bonus action Hungry Jaws.
Oh, no.
So that's another d6 plus 5.
You just keep eating it, or just that like on the shoulder.
That's 6 that I just rolled.
Oh,
So that's
no.
another 11 points of damage.
How do you want to drop this guy as you deal 22 points of damage?
I'm just gonna bite his head off.
And just off.
And then I'm gonna take his gun.
This Jem'Hadar that was here just is now decapitated, falls to the ground. The one that is still like holding the gun in Mila just, do not move! Do not move! Just like starting to freak out as this has gone terribly wrong for them.
And I'm gonna just look straight at that guy. With like, like all the
Intimidation.
Jem'Hadar blood dripping out of my mouth.
Intimidate.
Here's what's gonna happen.
And I have some extra temp hit points.
Oh, you do because of the bite. Fun little Gorn stuff. You regaining health. You are here. With, of course, Tahina, you've got the rifle trained on this last guy who, of course, that charm condition ends. But he's kind of stuck here as he immediately just snaps
Stapled to the ground with
like,
the gun
yeah,
pointing at
immediately like, all right, here's the operation. And now I'm just defenseless. Someone's pointing a gun at me. Wow, this is not my day, right? This Jem'Hadar is not doing good. Sal, excellent turn. Admiral Muero.
Basically has a hot plate underneath him too because he takes more fire damage.
It's not like boom. Admiral Muero. Yeah, I knew this day would come. I've had this raid for some time. You'll be lucky if my ETH doesn't get you before these. As immediately Doc just. We've got build up in the throat. We got build he's trying to show.
And like my phaser's on this very last dude, and
Just
I'm like,
tell the dude to
I
shut the
suggest-
hell
Well,
up.
2 are at the door.
oh what?
Right. Well, because the two, you got a shot on one. One's really bad, but the more leader it seems still has gun pointing at Muero's head. Val, that does make
I was gonna
your
say, if you
turn.
want his mind, let us operate on him to save his life.
I'll say on your turn, this will be an action. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. It's a big one because it's. Yeah, if you want him, you gotta let us do what we need to do, right?
You're getting no
it's a bit of solid negotiation. It's like we can't give you him if he dies on the table. Like
18.
18. So he'll roll opposed
I don't
insight.
have charisma, guys.
No, it's fair. It's
I'm okay.
I can't,
Nice.
but 18's still good. He's just gotta fail an 18. That was a 5.
Excellent.
You watch as, again, Val, you're taking your turn, and of course that help action coming in from earlier. We're gonna make the check on Muero. We have advantage and a D4. 1 plus 15, so 16. That's 2 successes now. Surgery's still going good. You use your action to let us operate. The Jem'Hadar, you watch as he kind of stops, looks at you. We let you do this gladly. As he doesn't lower the gun, but you get the feeling of kind of like he may still be holding an action, but he's not going to enact on it until all's good.
Okay.
Admiral Moore at this point, shoot him! I'm ready to die! But everyone in this room, especially the doctor, okay, we're all holding guns at each other, but we're gonna let this go through. So yes, it is the Jem'Hadar turn. So the 2 that are barricading the door aren't gonna shoot. As again, he gives kind of the signal. They all are gonna hold actions, of course, kind of train guns. Of course, 1 at the Admiral, 1 at Sal, 1 at Val, right? The doctors are
Even
all right.
after I just bit someone's
Yeah, I
ear
mean,
off.
Jem'Hadar are actually
shakily
pretty
holding their gun at the
down to
giant lizard.
die, if that makes sense. They are very all right, let's do this, right? It's more just they don't not winning. Is that a good way to put it? They didn't like that you showed up in bit half because it makes their job harder. That's more of that intimidation of dang it, you're annoying.
How do you spell the race of the people?
A Jem'Hadar, so JEM apostrophe
Capital
H capital H ADAR.
Are you putting an entire race on our enemies list?
Please do so. Actually, if you
Oh,
want.
they're definitely.
Jem'Hadar,
There's
they.
not a friendly one. It's
Oh
all
gosh,
wrong.
they are just jerks. Again, they're not even from
endemic.
the Alpha Quadrant to begin with. They are just of a military force is
And
the best way
they're
to put it.
genetically engineered to hate everybody. They tried to
So are people
rehabilitate
from
some.
Georgia.
So are Georgians.
People have tried to like rehabilitate them to be friendly.
Mhm.
It doesn't work. They're bred to
I see.
hate and kill you.
They're like born in tubes for this part. This is not nothing about them is really natural,
They don't
which
eat, they don't sleep.
it causes some of the Federation's hesitancy when it comes to, of course, genetic modifications. Is because like, well, look what happens. So that makes the Jem'Hadar turn. They are stopping. Dahina, that is you
Me.
with the Jem'Hadar on the ground. Oh yeah, the Jedi red. I'm trying to perform memes. You have this Jem'Hadar. He's. What is happening? Who are you?
Can I ask him some questions?
For sure, yeah.
So I've got gun pointy.
Yeah.
Can I? What do I want to say?
Oh, he takes additional damage at this point too.
Oh yeah, 2d6.
2d6.
What are
He's
you
looking
doing in this
bad.
quadrant?
Go ahead and make me. You've got the gun on him. He is very low health now due to all that. Go ahead. You're gonna make a persuasion check with advantage. So you roll the d20 twice. Take the better of the two rolls and add your persuasion modifier. Because you've got the gun. He's very hurt. You've got the upper hand here.
16.
16 is really good. I will say, yeah, and he rolled a 2. We are here for the Admiral and nothing else. As he's kind of like starting, he's doing that naturally. You can tell he's trying to figure out like, how do I get out of this? Like if you were to even like not even shoot, you could like hit him with the gun hard enough, he might fall at this moment. We would call that like death's door, as that
Yeah.
big rune really sealed him down.
Could make him pass out.
Right. Again, they suck when they hit you, but it's like they don't have a ton of hit points if we were to use that kind of terminology. We are here for the Admiral. His mind will be gracious and great in helping. He kind of stops up, realizing maybe he wasn't about to say something. There's always that natural, like, I shouldn't talk. But in this mode, we need his mind.
Why?
Because he is one of the greatest of your fleet. His mind could be used in procuring much assets for our cause. You're good. Oh yeah, it's that classic, like, now what do I need to do?
I like the sounding. Thanks.
I'll stare at these goons.
I did it as a, sound out like snap after.
Good lord. I hate that face.
Okay.
What do you do?
Dude, I don't freaking know.
You're good. You can hold an action too. I mean, already you're holding that like, if he moves, like either shoot him or hit him, right? But you could hold and say, like, if you think of something, just like, I want to use more of my talking to him at a later point if you think of something. Because again, much can still happen, of course. So, Dahina, you're starting to get this information. You're doing some of that pretty good, like, let's talk to this, now prisoner, what can we get? We do then cut some of those floors down given. You are running through. Quarks is pretty crowded. You see, of course, that the guards next to you are scanning the crowd. Whatever this dude's check was, it was enough to beat even their passive, but he couldn't have left the bar yet, if that makes sense.
Cork, so we're out of like the
Out of the red light, the
Yes,
more back
but
areas.
it's still kind of like, this is like a not cedar, but like
It's not.
it's not a
classy-
great,
not
yeah,
classy
exactly.
at all. Yeah, it's a franchise. Like, imagine like your local Starbucks meets
So,
McDonald's.
is it-
Waffle House. Yes, there's
okay,
a great way to
more
put it.
Waffle House than IHOP.
Yeah, oh,
Yes.
for sure.
Okay,
for
perfect.
Sure.
I'm just gonna yell into the room and just be like, all right, who wants to see a classic fight? And I start taking off my shirt and I describe the guy. I'm like, anybody see him? We're gonna go 3 rounds, just like absolutely like, you know, putting him on
Here we go.
blast. And
I
being
want
like,
you-
everybody,
hell
essentially
yeah,
trying to
you're
get everybody to help
using
me look for him.
using quirks to your advantage. Go ahead and make a persuasion with advantage in this moment. of like,
Could I make it with a performance check actually? Since
oh, for
I'm-
sure, yeah. Like, it's a performance. No, I think because it's multiple people. If it was like 1 or 2, it's definitely try and persuade
That's only a 15.
with advantage.
With advantage, it
Oh
was
my
a 4
gosh.
and a 10.
I'll say this: a lot of people stop and start like, "Oh, fight! Oh, okay. Like, is this part of like? I guess there was a show today." People start looking through, but even while you're scanning, I'll give you on a 15. You don't see him anywhere.
Okay, it's like he's left the.
Couldn't have left, but there's that.
Did I get through the comms that the rest of those other guys teleported or whatever it's called?
Or
Phased.
they actually did do a bit of what we would call a form of teleportation, kind of a short range, not like
Short
a
range
true.
beam.
Not true beaming, like true transportation technology, something short range.
Okay.
But you know, like, there's no way he ran in, hid in the crowd. Like, you watch him kind of duck and weave through the crowd. There's no way he left the door. And no one's leaving the door. Especially, I'll say on the 15, no one wants to leave because it's that natural, what's going on? But you scan the room. He straight up isn't in here somehow.
Well, it's been an honor. And I just start walking back to everybody. Or I guess I'm running because we're. You know what? How quickly would I be able to get there if I didn't have to wait for a lift?
Definitely for
Like,
like,
are
if
they
you were to
open
go
for
around.
the
Yeah.
jetpack?
Well, cause you've got jetpack wings. Without waiting for lift, it would cut down on a bit of time. Lift just helps exponentially in the long run because it's that natural. Like, I can move fast, but the longer lift goes, it gets faster to try to like
I see,
push
and they're like
further.
hundreds of levels
Yeah,
away.
right.
Okay, I'm just gonna get in a lift, and I'm gonna punch myself and take 1 point of damage. Gonna use my action to hurt myself.
Smart, keeping your rage going. As rage, you need to be in some form of combat.
It's like, ugh! I flex so hard I fart a little bit. Like,
You go to leave. You're gonna get an opportunity attack taken on you.
that's a bummer.
That's
Are you
a
sure?
bummer.
I will. Are you sure you want to have him attack me?
I very much do.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
As I get to bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 d6 if I hit the sum of his assassination ability. So first he's got to roll the hit though. Your current armor class I believe is 18, right? So he only has a +6 to this, so he's gonna try his best. When you roll a 2,
Ha!
man, that, damn it. This is perfect. See it. You go to leave and feel something try to stab into your back. Turn and see a type of vibro dagger. The face is different now. Now, thick black hair, much like tanner skin, very like interesting hazel eyes, but same scared expression as
That's why nobody could help me fight. He looks different now. Sorry, everybody. But we're still gonna have a fight.
whips back and it looks right to pee his pants as I will kind of let you in kind of that secret changeling. Someone who can change their appearance as he slipped into the crowd. Yeah. I thought I could get a hit of like, haha, he can sneak attack, opportunity attack. He could not. Man, he rolled the worst thing he could have.
So is he? He's not running away this time though.
He's not ready. Well, because that was his opportunity attack.
Changeling in
It
charge
is
of
now
them.
his turn, top of the order.
Changeling
He
are the
can't
gods, basically.
move. No, he can't. Well, he doesn't want to take an arm attack from you. He looks at you, kind of looks immediately again. Crowd has now formed of like, let's see what goes on.
Fight me right now. You can walk away. If you choose to stay here. If you try to run, those droids will follow you. Everybody in this goddamn Waffle House will follow you.
Please,
I will
let me canonical Waffle House is announced.
I will blow up this goddamn base.
I will say no check needed. This dude is smart. Stops and just kind of hands up. He still has, hand around the vibro dagger. You know, just like he's not dropping his weapon, but just no hard feelings.
None if we go talk for a minute.
I don't think we should talk yet.
How about you just wait 30 minutes till my round?
Until my turn. We will move on. I will say right now, well done. Black Opal, that is your turn. Sorry, this initiative. It's a bigger initiative because we're all in different parts of the starbase
no,
right now.
absolutely. I'm not doing that as an. I'm just.
That was hilarious. Not metagame. Watch you wait. 30 minutes. What?
We're just sitting there staring at each other.
Everyone in the court is just leaving. Like I have places to be tonight. Black Opal. Dashing and action movement through the vents. You are ready to drop into the room if you want to. Would you like to?
Would I be able to do like a stealth or sleight of hand of sorts to remove the latch and be able to like see inside?
Seeing inside is actually the easy. I'm going to say like that's easy enough to do for free. I won't make you make a check to like peek in and see what's going on. It's stealth would be if you're trying not to be spotted and to get the jump, kind of like Sal did teleporting in. Thinking if you want to crack the window, I think we turned the heat up too high. I apologize for how warm it is.
I wouldn't crack the window. We're at
Oh, -2, yeah.
No, we're way below.
We're at
that.
negative 16.
What? Yeah, I was gonna
Already?
say.
Oh gosh, I
Got
thought
to
we
be
had
at least
still
around
had some
negative.
hours before we hit it.
Nope.
Never mind. Yeah, forget
It
that.
only feels like negative 29 outside. Though.
Stop.
So I
Yeah,
get.
because the
Elle,
window.
if you want to behind the chair, twist the knob down until it gets all the way counterclockwise.
I could just pop open the freezer for a few minutes.
Pop open the freezer.
Black Opal, would you like to try to stealth?
Okay, I can see inside. Would I be able to
Turn the dial.
shoot from inside
Very left.
the vents?
Shooting, it
All the
will
way to
reveal
the-
your position.
All the way to the left.
I will be really nice
So
on the
good.
comp. They're holding right now. Shooting could start a chain reaction of shots going off.
Gotcha.
All
So
the way to
me
the left?
shooting,
Is that better?
vaporizing the guy's hand off.
Don't do that.
Because then him or anyone else could also take shots at
Just
people.
shoot at the admiral.
Even if you do the best shot, other people might take shots. For sure.
Excuse me, my hand is on the knob and I turned it all the way to the left. I just want to make sure that it
knob.
should be all the way to the left.
Oh.
Should I put it all the way to the left?
What are you doing? Just let it go. It should if you
turn
turn.
the knob.
Oh,
That's
weirdo.
No,
Weirdo.
I'm asking. Should I turn it only slightly to the left?
Weird.
You turn all the way. Yes, all the
There
way.
we go.
Okay.
First
That
you
should
answer
turn
it.
off any and all heat.
So basically, do anything, risk getting everybody shot.
You could hold actions to take shots, though.
That's
Whatever.
true.
Yeah.
Look where my wrist got.
I'll just
Exactly.
hold my,
God,
or
my wrist was too.
I'm gonna hunter's mark the guy in charge,
Excellent. That doesn't reveal your position. Yeah.
and then I'm gonna hold to shoot him
Hold to shoot.
for the second he's not like
Here we go. Sal.
relaxes a little bit to not be pointing at.
That's gonna be Sal's turn.
Yeah.
You good? Hey, what?
I was looking at a
Memes.
commercial about a dog.
Oh. Black Opal, you've hunter's marked and you're holding to shoot. Sal.
Okay.
After your turn, the Admiral's gonna have one last check. If he succeeds, the operation's a success. Would you like to hold actions right now? Because right now, also, the Jem'Hadar are stopping. They're not shooting yet.
Okay. I will hold my action to bite the hand that is
How
Tom,
clever.
But I was gonna say it.
that's holding the gun against the admiral. Apparently.
Holding an action. Because right now, it is that classic everyone's holding. Excellent. You're holding to just go for the hand. Holding
yes,
it.
I will also say I'm holding. Oh wait, no, I can't do that until I short rest again.
Which is
So, Admiral, well, holding to bite the Jem'Hadar's hand that's currently putting the gun to its head.
I will eat the gun.
Eat the gun. Just go.
Oh nom nom.
Here goes. It's Admiral Mowero's turn. Depending on what happens here, could either the surgery will be a success or fail. Right now, we've had 2 successes. The lung has already been removed, cleaned. It's now we have to graft in a synthetic lung in its place. Here we go. The medical personnel are going slowly. You watch. Val, you are kind of helping as well. The lungs are placed slowly into the chest cavity. Grafting emerging around all the major branches. Giving that check last sterilization. They close the ribs. Start slowly healing and feel. All the guns are going off. Everyone who's holding actions, go ahead and roll for it.
Boy.
As the second this happened,
I know that
the
is
gun
the
went
gun
from
on
his
the
head in
or
that second
next
and
to
just
the head?
up to you. So it's clever that you went for the hand because he was going for like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot. Good, he's good, and he's going to shoot
the
you.
instant he moved his hand
You're
away
shooting
from
him.
that guy's head.
Val, I will say if you want to take a shot at A1 because one of the guys is going to shoot you. The other one at the door was going to shoot Sal. Ooh, that was
I
really
tell
good.
the entire, like as we're, closing the body, and I'm like, okay, surgical team, everyone on the ground, okay? Okay. So that it's
Here we
just,
go.
to keep the civilians safe.
Does a 26 hit?
26 hits this dude.
Does it hit?
Does a 26 hit?
26 hit.
That's a nat 20!
No. Excellent.
I'm going for the good dude who is threatening my patient.
Yeah. Going for the boss.
In
You
the-
3 all shoot the dude in charge. The 2 at the door on a 22 and 21 are going to hit you guys as they...
Oops!
Move.
Oh, fuck!
Okay, that was 11 points of damage.
11 points of
the
damage.
hand.
The chat.
The
It's
hand.
all focused.
All fine.
Oh, plus the poison.
Plus the poison, yes, you get the bite. So,
Plus
important to know.
1 poison. So that is
12.
12.
Val, roll your damage. How much damage are you doing,
Yeah,
Black
because we're
Opal?
doing
Because this is very much that tense.
10.
Everyone stopped and then suddenly
The triggers are
That's
all
actually
Boom, boom, boom,
better than
yeah.
I
12.
don't know if I can like.
That is 24 points of damage.
24
I
points
don't
of
know if I
damage
can
on that
shake
crit.
it all to try and get him to drop his gun, but
I mean,
like a polo
there's
guard.
no point if he's incinerated.
oh, that's fair.
Yeah, because Val shot him.
Val shot.
You bit his hand off.
How much damage?
That's 2d12. That's 9 and 6. So 15.
Team.
And I was aiming for his face.
Okay. The 2 that were going to attack you, they had lower levels. Val, you take 7 points of energy damage
Okay.
as shooting into your side. Sal, you take 12 points of energy damage. One rolled really well, shooting you directly in the arm. Trying to get, kind of like you guys did, let's go for the hands. They, same thought. We were training on it really well. Shoot. You reveal the position. The lead Jem'Hadar looks horribly bloodied, but is not down.
The lead one was the one I bit. Hand,
Wait.
Yes.
Yes. And you very much bit the hand, and so he is
24?
immediately trying to reach for another gun. It's gone. On your 12 points of damage, the hand's gone, but he's going.
Add
He's still alive with
6.
20.
Add 6.
Because I forgot Hunter's Mark,
Oh,
Oh. Hey, yo.
which I had on his.
still up.
And the damage from Val. Because they're all
Yeah.
targeting the same person, right?
Mhm. 24, 12,
he's just a
and
beefier dude.
21. He was the beefiest. The leaders usually have bigger points, unlike some of the others. He takes all that damage. The ones at the door look. One at the door, of course, was already on death's door. The other one's fine. As this all happens, That is the Jem'Hadar's turn, though, already, because they were holding his action just shooting. Dahina, that is you. Back down with this Jem'Hadar on kind of just these basic decks. Is there any other questions you want to start asking this month? There's a lot, I know. It's,
And if he took another turn, that's 2d6 more fire damage.
Dahina, you no longer have to talk to this guy as the final
I'll make it
2d6.
non-lethal.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all like I don't want to like kill, but as he passes out from pain, poof, just collapse to the ground. As he is again, it's not through the foot, but its foot is stapled around the deck, so he's just manacled in place. He's down. That's all they wrote. Great.
So
can I
it's
just-
a hot staple.
You can-
because,
Can I
fire
just
damage.
stay and watch him and just,
Yeah, right. Like
I'll just guard the
I got this guy.
yeah.
It don't give me what to do. I'm doing this guy. Here we go. I've got everything going on here.
This
He's
is
not
the
gonna.
same base we played poker on, right?
This is not the same base. This is Starbase 621, otherwise known as Starbase Alkali by some circles. That makes Gibbon. As Dahina, you're just holding in. Gibbon, you're holding this guy right here. Don't kill me. You wouldn't kill me.
You're absolutely right. Let's go. You're gonna make me knock you unconscious in the
Let's
Lord's
go.
Waffle
Okay,
House.
okay, yeah. In Quark's Waffle House branch.
In this, the Waffle House.
In this, the Waffle House of the galaxy.
The house.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna. Well,
He'll go.
sweet. The second we're outside, I'm gonna wheel on him. I'm not gonna like hit him, but I'm just like patting him down all the way. Anything in his pockets is coming out, going to me.
Excellent.
It is.
You can take the Vibro Dagger. That one he just. Oh, okay.
So you know-
So you have Vibro Dagger, pretty simple. In his pockets, you find a couple things. One, some falsified information data pad that he's this villain who came what looks to be about 4 months ago to work here. Completely falsified, of course. You do find what looks to be a pretty cache of what looks to be 30 Latinum.
Sweet, I pocket
Pretty.
that.
You pocket that. And what seems to be a bit of a beacon. What you would know as kind of a homing beacon, something for if someone had the frequency to find him.
I just kind of flash it at him. They already here or on the way?
Was that the
Okay.
bomb?
The bomb in the just yeah.
Yeah, I just break that. Oh, yeah.
That costs a lot.
Name?
I don't. You don't need my name.
Hey, question. When you change skin, does your tongue grow back?
Okay, listen, hi. You can call Zeko. Zeko, okay? People call me Zeko.
Who?
You know, contractors, people who need my services, people who need me to hire people.
So you do hire people. That's an offer we still have on the table.
Are you Starfleet?
Consider this my application.
What? This dude is so confused. I'm like, what am
No,
I
yeah,
doing?
I'm absolutely
Yeah.
just doing like the when he walks away, he'll be like,
We're
"What the hell was
gaslighting.
that?
What
Like,
happened
he
here?
wouldn't
Yeah,
even-
he's
wait,
very
what?
confused.
We're gaslighting him.
Yeah, literally.
Gibbon know
Mhm.
what a changeling is and the context of changelings.
Yes.
Having graduated Starfleet, I'd assume so.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Me as Lincoln, absolutely not. I have not watched a lot of Star Trek. I love
Can I
it,
give you a
Go
brief
for it.
summary?
Yes.
Okay, so changelings come from the Gamma Quadrant.
Okay.
They're basically goo that can shape itself however it wants. They are the leaders of the Dominion. So this big Dominion war that was, you said 10 years ago?
Just finished up pretty recently. Yeah.
Oh, just finished up.
In the
They
canon.
were the big bad guys.
Mhm.
The changelings were the big bad guys. And during the war, there was a huge campaign because they could disguise themselves as anyone, be anywhere and anyone among them.
Terrifying.
And so it was common to draw their blood or cut them to see, is this a changeling? Because if you get it out of them, it'll turn back to goo. And this is a changeling. You can't let a changeling
Out
get
of your
away-
sight.
Out of your sight. Absolutely not.
Because the second they do, like you learned,
Mhm.
he almost got. I cannot believe I rolled a 2. That was supposed to like stab,
Perfect.
do big stuff.
So knowing that, then does this guy look
He's-
smaller than me?
Currently, yes.
As a 7 foot tall, 300-pound, like
Oh yeah, for sure.
Also, what was said earlier about them being like
the leader,
considered gods.
To the
Yes,
Jem'Hadar.
the Jem'Hadar consider them to be gods.
radical. Yeah. So after I pat him down, grab all that crap from him, just gonna be like, all right, Zeko, let's go. Clock him in the side of the head. Just trying to knock him out.
oh, for sure. Roll for it.
Okay. Would that just be an attack?
No.
Okay. Let's see. So that's a 19 on the die. I probably have to use my unarmed strike for this. So it hits him 24, but it's only gonna do 4 damage.
Ow!
It didn't work. I pick him up and start walking.
And if they go unconscious, they can't change their shape, and you'll just have a puddle of goo on the floor. Do you then have to
In that
back
case,
you
I wasn't
up or
trying to knock him
something?
unconscious.
Shh, don't tell him that. I want to see if he did it. I'm like,
Hey,
because that
I
would have
rolled
been
a
funny.
nat 20
Clack.
during my history
Damn
and
it.
science.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, it is easy enough
No,
to be
I'm
like,
absolutely just hauling him off back towards the Federation
you
port.
haul him in.
And I'm keeping his vibro dagger.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
You haul in. This, he's holding action. Black Opal, that's you.
Cool. I'm going to thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop down and with a Zephyr Strike and do some extra damage up on this boy.
Go for it.
With my shoot. That's a 16 plus. What do I add to phaser?
Oh, for phase, proficiency index.
Proficiency. 6. So yeah, 16 plus 6. 22.
22 hits, for sure.
Cool. And so that's 2d12, a d8, and a d6.
Good board.
So that's 6. 8.
How much damage?
I was hoping you were writing it down.
I didn't hear 2 of the numbers, so I was like, uh-oh.
Okay. 30.
How do you want to do this?
I am basically just immediately jumping down and basically pouncing on him, and from just like straight swinging down, dropping in, gun into his mouth, and then as we're like going to the floor, landing on the ground, and then just pulling the trigger.
As fires off, vaporizes this being.
And I have his hand in my mouth still.
We are out of initiative. As you do so, now currently outnumbering, the 2 remaining Jem'Hadar stop and put their hands over their head. As now 3 to, let alone the Admiral's fine, 3 of you come in, you take out these last 2. It's that natural like, we can't win this, and geez Louise, like what's going on? They're kind of like, again, kind of like the Jem'Hadar earlier that Dahima you were, it's like they're still looking around trying to figure out what to do, but we're out of that initiative combat, so everyone's allowed to act a little more freely as they put down the gun. It's that like, what's happening?
Is the Admiral still like open on the table?
No,
No,
they
the
are just
surgery
now,
was
chest
finished.
is closed,
Oh,
they're
okay.
finishing up, just healing up, just the
So
skin.
they're still working on him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Doctor, you need a hand?
No, I'm doing, oh, Damn.
And I take the hand out of my mouth.
You, Doctor, that's completely unsanitary. Do not get that.
I immediately, I just
Yeah, whack it
gently
away.
put my phaser on sound like.
You watch as you.
Just
Oh.
pushing you away with my phaser.
All right.
Phaser out.
Let me just. You see, he pulls out this little cube, and you hear this door. Damn nifty.
You should.
Oh, that's feel. Oh, I can talk much better now. Oh, that feels good.
Does that turret have like a if something comes out of that door, shoot it move?
Not anymore.
He deactivated it.
Well,
So,
they're the only people barricading the door.
You're right. 1 second. Yeah. Can I see your phaser?
What? Don't kill.
He's a superior officer.
No,
I kind of can, right?
Admiral. Admiral. He's
don't
asking for
care.
your
He's
weapon.
an admiral asking for my weapon.
He's an
legit
admiral
cannot
asking for
ask.
your weapon. Need one of them alive.
He's shooting both.
Well, we
You're a
have-
fucking idiot.
And that's going to get you a court-martial if you keep up that attitude. That was a nat 20. Yeah. He takes them all out. The information you have just heard me say cannot leave this room, Lieutenant.
They're the people who caused the fungus.
I'm pretty aware of that. I can kind of assume that people that jump in trying to kidnap me are the ones that may have caused my lung problem.
Well, there's a lot more. We needed to find it.
Right, and I'm sure 2 random peon Jem'Hadar aren't gonna give me shit. Right.
Is that at the moment that I walk in?
That is at that exact moment where you walk
I
in.
kind of
There's
do a
like,
single
this
hand,
fuck-
like,
oh wait,
for
what
all
happened
people
in
to
this
see-
hallway? The door
see
looks
if
I-
there's
right.
more
I
information.
am just going to walk away. I'm
I believe
done in
that's
this room.
for-
Careful,
for Sebastian
Lieutenant,
Black
as
people.
he's sitting up again, very cautious, like Dr. Admiral, please. Right. Oh, hell yeah. What you
I
got there?
sling him off my shoulder, slam him on the table.
Do you know this person, Admiral?
No, but I'm assuming I shouldn't.
He's changed the way he looks about 8 times on the way up here.
Yeah, one of you changeling bastards. You see that Zeka just kind of, just very much also that like is.
I'm still giving like the
See,
surgery.
this
like,
I
the
knew we would find a bigger fish. Don't need some random Jem'Hadar. Alrighty.
I do
You
have
see,
to ask
he
you.
immediately goes, combat just. We need a security team for a changeling up on deck 320 immediately. Within minutes, again, quick security team is coming. Take him down to the brig on Starbase. I'll send word to Starfleet. And they're going to take Zek away. As they do so, he turns to you all. You're not there, of course.
Yeah, I'm
I gotta say,
in the
sir,
hallway.
I want to let you know that Black Opal, though the temper may be.
I'll be filing a report later, but please be
No,
advised
we,
anything you saw about Project ETH is completely and utterly false. Our emergency tactical holograms do not exist. You saw nothing of the sort. I was held hostage, and thanks to your brave actions, strike team, a Jem'Hadar was not able to kidnap me.
Excellent. As a side note, sir, I ask that you maybe. How the term goes, ease on Black Opal. They were the one who found out that the way you got infected was through a flower bouquet in your office.
Good for them.
Understandable. I do also ask that as you are recovering from surgery, that you have bed rest for a certain amount. I kind of go into like the doctor.
He
details,
immediately is already standing up.
Like, sir, I
not
need
at
you
all.
to lay down, sir.
Listen to me, strike team. I wasn't sure when Hank. What does he go by these days? Kate or Hank? I think Hank. When Hank wanted me to approve a quick op, I wasn't sure about you all, but you did decent. Dismissed. As he's kind of butting the doctor, there are of course the medical professionals here, or the ones on the base. They're gonna stay with. It's not like he can
I give
technically.
over like whoever is going to be taking care of him, the doctor. I hand them the medicine. It's like, please.
Immediate-
Please make sure he sleeps.
In the body that I bit the head off still on the ground.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab it.
Do not.
Snack for later.
Snack for later.
In course of mission, I lost 15 Latium coins. Who would I speak to on the base for reimbursement?
You can. Well, I assume explosions occurred. Here, son. He's gonna reach in and he'll give you 15 of his own.
I lost 100.
You can't talk with operations, but I assume per certain Jem'Hadar stratagem that it was blown up.
That's a net gain of 30 latium for me this time around.
Platinum.
Sorry.
Platinum. Like platinum minus the P.
Pokemon.
I believe,
Platinum, go!
From Zeko.
It's like a-
Admiral,
I'm
I
so sorry.
believe these two lieutenants, Lieutenant Sa'al and Lieutenant...
I am not there. I am.
You're not. Dahima is technically
I
downstairs.
headed towards you.
Yeah.
With them.
Lieutenant Sa'al was at the scene and used one of the teleporters to come up here into the surgery room. I believe another one of our lieutenants is at the scene of the bomb.
Excellent. We got
I'm just.
Jem'Hadar to take into custody.
I'm snacking.
Is there
right
anything
now.
else you needed us on this base for, or are we okay to head back to our vessel?
You're dismissed.
Try not to.
Thank you, sir.
As you guys are free to
as I
start.
walk out,
taking
I
the
pop
levels.
those 15 latinum over to you. And say,
Latinum?
Gift for
I didn't know you weren't
Latinum.
So
With an N, Yeah, I said it that time.
Wait, over to.
You said
No,
Latium.
over here to Black Opal is
Oh.
a gift from the Admiral. His thanks.
All of you are able, again, Dahima, within a few minutes, security team comes and is going to start detaching the, like, spike around the foot just to get this dude out. You can surrender up this Jem'Hadar rifle.
Foot and then I'm carrying, like, his buddy's corpse.
Yeah, like,
Snacking on it.
got a snack.
Got a snack.
All of you are free to head on
I
back.
immediately go down to where Sa'al described the office was.
I would ask, actually, in this moment, is anyone checking back on your ship communications?
I've been dismissed. I'm going back to the ship. We finished our mission here. So
I need
I'm
to return pad.
Oh, you
Was
do
the
need to return
flower
pad.
contained?
Going in,
The person I borrowed it from
medical
might be
pad,
dead.
I
Yeah.
made
It's
checks.
like
Ready
on
for
the
this?
Fire.
Yeah.
They are alive. I
Aw.
did make the checks as again the fire. It was not meant to kill a lot of people. It just there needs to be a big bad thing that would really divert attention. You will be able to find this Cation woman, currently very, of course, badly burned, is going to need some serious medical attention, but is alive, thankfully. It was just a really bad fire. You can return the pad. You see this. Thank you. You did great.
Here.
It's fine. Ow, ow, ow. Takes it, kind of puts it on like the burned arm. Thank you. I'll get it back. I mean, we need to get her to an emergency room. Thank you so much. It's like, but I have to get the pad back. Wheeling away, but yes, confirming that thankfully no lives were lost. Again, quick planning on your part, Tahina, to make sure that everyone's okay. Gibbon, you get back to the ship. The ship. There is a backlog of communications that were coming into your transport.
Well, I'm gonna have to set up a bumper to our personal decks next time. I open the oldest one first.
Oldest one first.
I'm gonna read through. No, I'll
Strike team, return immediately. USS Confidence under attack. Strike team, estimated time arrival. Strike team. Orion pirates have boarded the ship. Strike team, we are currently being boarded. Strike, last minute. Strike team, return to the Confidence as possible. Chief Science Officer Jumbo, down.
Val, I got good news.
Wait, no Val's
Wait.
medical.
That's the science officer, not medical.
Oh wait, I was.
That's-
No, that's you. Thanks. Given, I got great news.
And then Val's just like, dude, that's the science officer.
Shit! I was trying to. I was like,
Oops,
everybody
oops,
back to the ship.
He was cool.
He was cool.
Sal, if it's alright,
He
I'm
felt
gonna
like
take
another
over for the
fly.
rest of this ops. We're going back now. Everybody report to the ship.
All of you,
I heard
it's
there's
that
a Waffle House though.
It's no time. All of you rush back. The ship, right not long after you left, the ship went into warp and was attacked by an Orion pirate ship that had the capability to warp alongside. The pirates tried to steal the warp core. Thankfully, some of the bridge crew was able to fight them off. In the battle, the captain of the vessel threw a grenade that triggered a minor warp core explosion, and Chief Scientist Commander Jumbo took the blast, and due to the radiation explosion, passed away. All of you are reading through the logs. It was quick. Thankfully, again, no other lives were lost. People acted very quickly. There were minor incursions and breaches on multiple decks that were swiftly taken care of. But as far as you know, so I'm going to pull up a fun bit of music. Reading through the log. Official Captain First Officer's logs. The Orion Pirates boarded within minutes, had made to the warp core, had set up minor turrets and other just forms of battle. Captain McTavish engaged personally with the female Orion pirate, claiming to be Captain Taylor of the Orion Syndicate. What is sad, of course, to you all is losing the officer. But Tahina, what chills you is to hear that your sister was aboard the ship. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all so much for playing, and thank anyone future watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks.